Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Disclosure in the Media. I'm here with Richie McGreevy, and we're going to be talking about Legend of Zelda: The Twilight Princess. So, Richie, take it away.
So after the negative reception of Wind Waker's art direction, Nintendo wanted to go for something more similar to the base of the free footage that the fans saw in 2001, I think, when they demonstrated Link and Ganon fighting. And that's initially what the fans wanted from the GameCube. They wanted to see the GameCube's full extended hardware push to its limits, and then we got something like cartoony, like the like Wind Waker sort of thing. And so fans, in a sense, rightfully so, got annoyed with it. It's a shame too because that game, out of all the until now, the Breath of the Wild, that game aged the best out of all of them because of its simplistic art style. But yeah, so fans wanted something a little bit more nitty gritty, and this was at a time when Lord of the Rings was popular as well. So Nintendo wanted to try and please all fans. So they went for a much more realistic approach to this game. So it was going to initially be released for the GameCube, but the Wii was coming out the next year in 2006. Was it 2006 the Wii came out?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, and so they thought they'd release it as a Wii game. You can still go. I played the GameCube version. I mean, I played the Wii version as well. The only difference between the Wii version is it's got an inverted. It's all been inverted. Strangely enough. But yeah, so originally it was going to be a GameCube game, but they did revert to the Wii so they can get the Wii sale sort of thing. So in this game, it takes place during the child time when Link puts the Master Sword back and informs Zelda about Ganon, so on and so on. So the events of Ocarina of Time didn't happen in that timeline. So I don't know how many years after this does take place from Ocarina of Time, but essentially you start off in a farm it's called Orden, and Link's an apprentice to this. He's a farmer, but he's also an apprentice to this blacksmith in Orden, and he's friends with his child and a bunch of other little kids down there. And you do a bunch of like padding and stuff like that. Actually in this game you get to name your horse. And this one, so you can think of any creative, funny things you can call your horse in that game. But but yeah, so I think yeah. So this game, so you start. It starts off with what's wrong? I'm trying to think. I haven't played this game for such a long time. You do a bunch of padding in the game. I remember that. Yeah, you do a bunch of padding. It's not that very interesting. And to be honest, the whole look and art direction of the game, it just doesn't fire to me because it's gone for a much more realistic approach. I'll just get some of the images up. Hang on, screen share. Actually, share. Is it share screen?
Yeah, share screen, yes.
Let's share. Yeah. What's it? It's the art direction because again, like I said, fans are very bit displeased with Wind Waker's cartoony art direction, and this game went for a lot more. Oh, you idiot! Oh, I can't spell. Sorry, guys.
That's okay.
So
yeah, the energy's really stuck, so it's yeah, it's pretty bad.
yeah, it's gone for a much more realistic approach to the game. I suppose it's more traditional, like anime-looking, cel-shaded look. Well, cartoon, your traditional like Japanese anime art. This has gone for a lot more like a Skyrim approach to it, or
Yeah.
more like what you see like more in the Western RPG games. And for Zelda, it just doesn't really work for me. It just everything looked nothing really popped in this game, or Resident Evil just had any charm or personality. The only thing I did like in this game was Minder and the toilet element. So anyway, getting back to the farm aspect, when Link does a bunch of padding, one of the children get kidnapped. You have to go into the forest, blah blah, rescue them, and late, and then later on, you got a quest basically to go deliver this sword to the royal family from the blacksmith, to put it as a gift to them, and before Link sets out his quest, he gets these McGoblins. They're like the Moblins, but they're all the enemies in this. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, that's okay.
Goblins, what they're called. Yeah, you get ambushed by these creatures, and you come across one of the leaders. One of them knocks Link out. Then you come across one of the leaders. Now, when he knocks Link out, you see him. He opens up a portal. One of these this portal looks like it's all digital and synth. This world looks very it's from another world. Yeah, you creates like these sort of like a crack in this reality, and you create these portals. And then later on, you find out these creatures called the Twilight, the Shadow Beasts from the Twilight. The corrupt. They're like essentially they are the inhabitants of that Twilight realm, but they got corrupt. When you slay them, it turns to the green color.
Okay. Yeah, those are like time fractures. Yeah.
Yeah. When you slay you slay the creatures, it turns back to like a neutral green zone. Okay, so later on, you can use these as warps. In each area.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. See, I never played Twilight Princess. So how did it erase some of the other timeline? Did it just start before other games and just kind of skew into another timeline?
It just did it so it just was there.
Oh, okay.
It just is like I said, the series continuity is just all over the place. Yeah, you fight one of these creatures. These are one of the creatures that come out of the portals, and every time you fight them, the portal will turn green. But so it's like I take these are like gatekeepers of some sort, or they do some.
Yeah, they look like an AI type of gatekeeper. I've seen something. I saw something similar to that when I was in Washington State that had a form like that, but it had more of a blade-like front on its face with a big like eye, and those particular creatures were guarding information. Is what they did.
Yeah. So after the that creature opens the portal, Link pursues them, and he comes across a giant wall. Now it's an entrance to the Shadow Realm, the Twilight Realm. Hang on, yeah. This is what Link encounters when he follows them in pursuit. But if then one of these creatures pull Link in, grabs him, pulls him in, and then when Link goes into the Twilight Realm, he turns into a wolf. That's one of the main gimmicks of this game is the wolf mechanic.
Oh yeah, the werewolf thing.
Yeah, the wolf.
fact that it's in a portal, it has to do with like the dogman guarding portal. Yeah.
Yeah, but the interesting thing is only like creature of the Twilight they have to can allow like a being from the light to go into it. Someone from the light world can't enter that domain without their like sort of consent. So later on, when Link turns into a wolf, he's unconscious and dragged to Hyrule Castle or one of those creatures, and you come across this character, Minda. She's like a little imp creature, and she's actually one of the highlights of the game. Actually, she's one of the more, she's one of the less, less wooden characters. She's midden.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah, and you find later on she's the Twilight Princess. She was turned into that form by one of them.
Yeah.
And she wears one of these. She wears this on her head, like this almost like this like Atlantean looking like helmet. And you find out later you have to collect four of these. They're called forged shards. Are they called? Hang on.
Yeah, Minda in her true form there looks like a Syrian elf or or one of like the one of the dark elves from Norse mythology. A bit more like Syrian.
Yeah. Fuse shadows. There we go. This is what you have to collect. You have to collect four of these pieces, and apparently this here is an element of like Minda's tribe.
Okay.
This is like an ancient magic that they banished these people into the Twilight Realm, creating this sort of dark magic to oppose the gods. And later on, one of the other you have to go collect these mirror shards to create this to open the portal to the mirror. It's like a gateway to the Twilight Realm. And So yeah, after all, so that's pretty much the main objective of the quest. But when Linda helps you out, you come across Zelda. You come across Zelda in this game, and in this game, she doesn't have like the blonde hair in this one. She has more like again because they've gone for a more realistic look. I don't know if that was intentional or not, or whatever. Yeah, it's more like again, she has like a sort of very generic look to her in this game. Wasn't a massive fan. Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, she looks like a wood elf, essentially. That's
because
how
she does.
they look. Yeah, a little
Because in
bit.
previous most incarnations of Zelda, she's always had like blonde hair, that sort of that Atlantean like Germic sort of look to her.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, she has that look or that Tuathan look, some Atlantean. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but then later on you find Link's has to go be sent back to he has to collect like these fused shadows sort of thing, and they're in each temple. And these fused shadows take the form of like creatures, and then they're essentially like boss fights. One of the biggest problems with this game though is that it did suffer from a lot of mediocrity.
Hmm.
Like some things are really good, some things weren't not so good because it seemed like it was in too much of like Ocarina of Time's pardon pun shadow sort of thing.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Because there's even like some parts and some levels. No, what's going on?
Yeah, I know the energies are messing with you a little bit doing this. Yeah.
Yeah, this is like it's like the Twilight realm. The Twilight realm when you and again when you find out in the Twilight realm only when light beings go into the Twilight realm like us or something like the Hylians,
Hmm.
they they turn into spirits. They only become spirit form. So Link, obviously being the hero at the time, his spirit form is like the wolf. Then one of the guardians that you save in the later on in the games, he says it was more like an awakening sign. The actually true spirit form, the wolf, is like the spirit of the warrior, the blue-eyed beast. And Minda's tribe even described that the chosen one to save, like the savior of that her world, will take the form of like a divine beast. Link.
Okay, yeah, I've heard of like what we were talking about in the previous show, where like it was a link to the past. It's very similar going into this realm
Yeah,
changing form. Yeah, yeah.
the sages sent Ganon into this world, and this is where Zant got his power from. Ganon, and he even looked up to Ganon like Ganon was his god, sort of thing, worshipper. At one
Hmm.
point, yeah, yeah, Ganon sort of just. I did feel like he was shoehorned in this game.
Oh, like he didn't
Yeah,
belong, essentially.
in Zelda didn't really have much to do in this game as well. It was just more, like I said, it was kind of in the shadow of Ocarina of Time sort of thing. It'd been cool because it's a shame because there was a lot of cool things in this, but it just felt like it was a little bit mediocre, like I said, mediocre in some aspects. So yeah, when you go back to the Odin Woods, yeah, when you after you blah, 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 no, lose my train. It's trying to take this out of my head. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, yeah,
uh,
yeah. They're trying to do that. Yeah, it's
yeah, and
really until the
you
energy.
walk you walk back to like these Odin spring. Yeah, that's it. These spirits are at these springs, and you walk back to Odin Spring from Hyrule Castle, and you hear like this voice calling out to you, and it's one of the spirits. He's called what's he called? Is it called Ordana, the spirit? The spirits, they're like the three spirits of the Hyrule. Ordana, here it is.
Okay.
Here's a better description of it. Yeah, Ordana's one of the first spirits you encounter, and he tells you about the corruption of the Twilight Realm and everything. What happens to what light beings when they enter into the Twilight Realm? They turn to spirits, but only Link turns into a wolf. But then later, I think this one's called Eldon.
Hmm.
He's one of the spirits you rescue after this one, and you're back into the Twilight Realm. And he tells you that you have to collect. You have to. He said his light was stolen by these shadow bugs. Shadow bug. Shadow the insects. Shadow insects. These creatures, and you can only see them in Link's because when Link's in wolf form, he has like sixth sense.
Hmm.
So you go in, you can only see these in like the sixth sense. You see this like static around them. Then when you put the sixth sense on, you can see them.
Hmm.
Yeah, and these contain like the essence of the spirit, and you have to have like it's like some sort of container you have the spirit gives you, and you collect like these elements of light in it. And once you collected about I think it's 12 of them in each area.
Hmm.
In the HD version, they padded it down. So I believe there was about like 15 at one point. And yeah, the padding in this game, that's one of the biggest problems in this game is the fucking padding. It's loads of it. The tutorial basically in this game goes for about an hour, pretty much.
Oh, wow.
It sort of drags a little bit.
But the thing with the spirits, though, that's interesting. I've run into cases where there are some beings in like an etheric form that people have had to rescue from abductions, and like where the Greys or Orions have captured them in certain things, or insectoids and other beings like Draco have ingested them to where you have to basically cut the being open to free them. This is that's actually accurate. With those insects and the spirits. I've seen that multiple times with having to free ghosts from other
Yeah,
malicious beings and everything. It's an accurate
yeah.
depiction. Yeah.
Also, what else is interesting is the enemies you fight as well contain their corporeal form, but they have this sort of like the digital synth look, like the shadow beasts from that world. Because everyone else from that light world turns into spirits, except from Link and Zelda.
Okay.
But the enemies, they keep their corporeal, like they stay corporeal sort of thing. It's like it's like they're revealing their AI, because it's like it reveals the true essence of someone. This world.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's almost like it's revealing their AI elements to them. Is that correct?
That's like an AI element. Also, I've noticed when some people project into a different realm, or like say if a human has like a malicious intent of some kind, and they astral project or they bilocate. I've noticed that whatever they carry with them basically turns them into a certain form. If they're being influenced, you see that, or they might have a ghoulish-like appearance as well. I've run into that with dark magicians, people that are even agents in society that don't realize it. You see, they carry a certain signet with them or a certain look. It's like that. Also, like if they were to pass into a different realm like that, you would see their essence. Like if it was a certain frequency or a certain wavelength, like what you said Zelda and Link pass into, and then Link turns into a spirit animal. They would turn into what they truly are or what they're truly linked to, and
Yeah,
that's a true concept. Yeah.
that's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, because everything about this world, it's all, and when you go into this world, it's got like a digital sound to it. Everything sounds all synth. It's almost like it's another world sort of thing. This world's like it's artificial and crude.
Hmm.
Yeah, and with these shadow beasts, you have to kill them all at once. If one remains out of the group, he'll resurrect the others.
Oh, okay.
So you have to kill them all in line. I don't know if that's got something to do with
Yeah, there's like three of them. There three you fight in the game too.
three. There could be three. There could be four. But
Okay.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah. So yeah, guys, I wish I could get some gameplay up, but I'll definitely do it. I'll definitely do it with Skyward Sword, guys. I'll definitely do it. 'Cause I know you find it boring looking at images. It's not that
yeah, that's
interesting.
fine. Sometimes you can't get that to work, but yeah, at some point we'll show some gameplay.
You'll risk gameplay with this, Chris. I mean, I'm surprised you didn't get in trouble with those intros.
Yeah, with it being streamed or edited in. Yeah, I lucked out with the other shows. With the Fallout shows, editing
But
stuff.
well,
I
Fallout
find
will
if
be.
it's under a certain time frame, you can get away with it. But yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, or if
Yeah,
you share screen it like this, you can do it all day long. So yeah, just for anybody who's creating a show like this, if you're doing share screen like this, you're cool. You can avoid like different copyright laws, or if it's under a certain time frame in your editing, like if you're just showing an intro of some
yeah.
kind, you're good.
So this is what one of the specific. So when you enter that domain in each area to free the spirit, they give you this called Vessels of Light, and you have to destroy these bugs. These bugs and the light elements will go in these little. Will go in this. Will go in each of these.
Okay. Yeah. I've seen beings carry around things like that. There's some good guys and bad guys. Well, I'm being told mostly bad guys that will carry these like beads that are orbs, but these are basically souls that they're carrying around. I saw a series of beings that I called the Harush, where they carried these necklaces around that had these orbs that looked just like that, but they were orange color, orange and red, and each one of these had either a collective of souls or a single essence in them, and they were being traded almost like currency by some of these bad henchman races, and it was really disgusting. What I did is in this dream sequence, I brought back a couple of them and smashed them when I was here, and let them go. But that's another way where things are captured in vessels like this. But yeah, that's an accurate depiction of that. I'm not sure if good guys use that for ferrying. Okay, for ferrying different beings to a place where they can be set free too.
Yeah, then after when you've done that, you free the spirit. He tells you all about the who you are, Link's. You see Link in his true, on his garnet and everything like that, the green sort of cloak. But in this realistic sort of art direction, it just looks really weird and silly. Yeah, it just doesn't. I don't know. I don't like the realistic garnet because of the realistic art style. The garnet's just like a little bit goofy in it.
Mm-hmm.
He's got that sort of like 80s design to him. Yeah, it just. I don't know. There's something about. I mean, I just in that it looks cool in concept, but when you got it in like the realistic realistic textures and the watered down colors and everything, it just looks a little bit silly.
Yeah, it looks still cartoonish, but smooth.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's cartoonish in this sort of more realistic detailed world. And yeah, I just don't know. I wasn't a huge fan of it. Well, now anyway, looking back, and I wish they would have gone stuck with his original design, his Odin design actually, when he was a farmer, or just, like they did in Breath of the Wild sort of thing. They filmed for a new design, which I do like. I actually applaud them for doing that. It's not. Yeah, so you get you're in your human form again, and you're requested to go and to the forest temple, which is in a tree. And if you play the Ocarina of Time, you'll notice a trend here. In the tree, and the second one's in the Goron mines. And the third one's in an underground water temple, pretty much. Yeah, that's kind of what I meant by the mediocre in this game. The Goron mines is literally pretty much a replica of the Ocarina of Time sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
If I throw it back to them.
Yeah, it seems you said with the Zelda games, there seemed to be just like a variant of like disconjointed, stories that are similar to one another. They're like parallel universes of one another.
And you go to the forest temple, you come across a lot of big spiders, but also these monkeys that you helped her earlier will start helping you. Hold on, let me pick these up. Yeah, these monkeys will start. They look like the monkeys from Majora's Mask. These ones. Yeah, you help her out earlier when the child gets kidnapped and you free her.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and you have to find all these monkeys throughout the temple, and they'll help you gain access to the boss temple. And then you come across one of the primates that got possessed.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's like one of their tribal leaders that got possessed, but I don't know. Yeah, and he's got like one of these things. He's possessed by like an insect being. Because when you slash his butt, if you slash his butt, an insect comes out.
Okay.
Yeah, and he has
an insectoid. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's carrying like this boomerang, and it's called the boomerang. I think it's called the wind boomerang. It's in this one. Yeah, what's his name? Yeah, he's been possessed by some bug being. I think it's on his head there.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. There are these like brain slug-like things I call them that stick to people's heads and control them and draw energy out of them. So that's actually accurate. It's a form of possession and oppression. And also, if an insectoid, spirit basically can get inside someone, that's accurate how they explain that. Yeah.
This and he's also got one of the key items you can get in the game. You get later on from him, but it's corrupt and possessed by the dark power.
Mm-hmm.
Then later on, it becomes the what's it called? The boomerang. It's called the name of it.
I'm also being told that that these darker entities can be streamed from other locations, like a Wi-Fi signal too, and also for dark objects like that, the same can happen. Also, dark energies can imbue objects like that too, unless it's converted over.
Mm-hmm. This is one of the items you get from the creature from the monkey. Later he does help you out fight the bosses. One of the bosses. I'll get back to that later. But yeah, this is one of the bosses. This is one of the items you get called the boomerang gale. This you can it's used to activate like propeller mechanisms in the temple.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's really cool. And it's also got like its own consciousness to it.
Yeah, yeah. You can tell also. Yeah, I've seen wands. I've made wands before that have their own essences. I've seen swords that have their own essences. We spoke about this in an earlier episode, where they can be imbued with a consciousness that can dictate what their task is. Sometimes it's a piece of technology that has an AI consciousness that guards it. But yeah, in this case, yeah, of course, it's a magical consciousness. But yeah, I've actually seen objects that have magical imbuings like that before too.
You can also you can use it to manipulate these bombs in the temple, like these spider bombs.
Hmm.
They're like these spiders, but they're very like these combustible volatile spider beings you come across on.
Okay.
Right. Where are they? Here they are.
Mhm.
Bombling, they call them.
Okay.
And you can use it to like. What you can do is you can lock. In this game, you can like lock on to where you want the boomerang to be a certain amount of times. Okay, so if you locked onto one of these creatures, and you locked onto like I say a rock that you can explode, but you can't. That's high up. You need the bomb. You can't get up there. You know, and put a bomb there, sort of thing. And you can lock onto this, and this will propel this creature to blow the bomb.
Hmm.
Okay. Yeah, and this is one of the bosses you fight as well in the game, the temple. And you find out he's causing a lot of this because where before you're in the temple, you get there's a lot of like this purple fog that's toxic, and you find out this creature's causing a lot of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
But there are creatures that, in reality, can that are astral parasites and such like that, and also different spider-like creatures that can emanate a certain jamming frequency that can mess with technology. It's a natural ability that some other aliens and entities have exploited. I've
Hmm.
noticed that they put off a certain bioelectric signature. They can put off an etheric fog. So that's actually an accurate thing. Different astral parasites can do the same. They
Yeah.
can fog up somebody. So that's essentially correct.
And that monkey does help you out. He carries on the spider bombs, and you have to again lock onto that bomb and hit the creature's head.
Hmm.
When it's unconscious, you can slash its eye and its mouth.
Hmm. Oh, okay.
Yes. So after that, it turns in the whole creature turns into one of those fused shadows I was talking about. Um, Minda, she needs these to gain a power back so she can take on Zan. It's like I said, it's the ancient power of like her people.
Hmm.
Yeah, and there's a lot of theories of what it is, you know, who created it, what so on and so on. But yeah, this is like her ancient what it looks like.
Oh yeah, and different ancient not only technologies but magical objects then can channel the essence of their creator or people, very much like the masks in the one of the previous shows. You can imbue it that way to where it can be a protective piece or be a something that cancels out some other force and channel certain information. So yeah, that's accurate too.
And later in the game, she gains all the four pieces, and you have to break a barrier, she turns into this creature.
Hmm.
Minda does.
Hmm.
I mean, so
Yeah, that I've seen that before. There's types of jinn that look like that I've run into with the multiple arms. Some of them, look like East Indian deities that have multiple arms, but this or fire jinn that look like little goblins. But this, yeah, I've seen ones like this that are large like this that have multiple arms and have like a center where they draw in energy like that. So it looks like the center like that. So yeah, I've seen that before. That looks more like a jinn form.
yeah, cool. So after you defeat the Forest, yeah,
Well,
because that
but also I want to say the fact that the beforehand she is kind of like a Syrian presence. Some of them are have Jinn presences as well, negative fairy presences. So that could be also a negative Fey tech presence too. Sorry.
yeah, so because that's why she got turned into her imp form.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be like going back to
Yeah, negative
back
fairy forms, negative Syrian type forms can do that as well. Yeah.
she did have bad intentions at first. She just wanted to get her world back regardless of the cost of this world, sort of thing. But then later on, she does start developing more compassion for the light world. Yeah, so after that, you're told to go to the Kokiri village, which again, it's the inhabitants there have been destroyed by the monsters, the Twilight monsters and everything like that. And again, when you go there, you have to do the same procedure, destroy the shadow insects and return the I think it's called the light tears of light to the spirit.
Mm-hmm.
And the spirit in this one, I can't remember his name. Kokiria. Oh, because you talked to the shaman there, Rico village. Yeah, Rico village spirit. Here it is.
Okay.
Bird being. There's a lot of also in Kakariko village. A lot of like Native American influence on that village as well. The
Yeah.
leader of the village there, Ronaldo, he's like the head shaman.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's one of the shamans. He's the one who rescued the kids. This is where you find what happened to the rest of the kids because they got kidnapped during the siege in Malden.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've seen also fairy-like forms that are like that as well. That have sometimes an aurical form like that, where they'll sometimes have have wings around it like that. I've seen like also what's known as elusive fairies, where sometimes they just look like little naked people with wings that are flying around in an orb. But sometimes I've seen them have them on the outside like that too, that are fluttering around the orb. So that's also accurate.
Yeah. So when you retrieve all the light shards to him, sort of thing, you are requested to go to the Gorons, but for some reason the Gorons have become quite hostile towards humans, and then you have to because when you go up there they attack you and you can't go. You need like the iron boots to stop them to counter them, sort of thing when they're rolling at you. But you also you find out that the Gorons are found to sumo wrestling as well. So you have to sumo wrestle one of the elders at some point. You learn like the sumo skills from the chief the mayor of the village in Oldham where you're from. He's also the daughter. His daughter, what's her name? Ilya
Mm-hmm.
is Link's like sort of romantic interest in this game. What's his name? Mayor. That's in yeah, he's like he teaches you the skills of the sumo.
Mm-hmm.
But even he said there's a technique to challenging the Goron. So what you do, you're given like the iron boots in this game,
Mm-hmm.
and then for God's sake, oh, Jesus, something's making me dumb. What's going on? Yeah, use these to in order to like counteract it, so you can withstand the Goron's like strength and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, because they're essentially stone. So yeah.
Yes, you couldn't do it without them. You just be destroy you. So yeah, and then when you return back to Kakariko village, it gets invaded by the boblins, and you see the boblin leader, and they're like they ride like these giant boars.
Okay.
One of the boblins, and he kidnaps one of the children, and that child that he kidnaps is like the son of the blacksmith that Link was apprenticed to.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, there's also little creatures like this that will ride little animals around like this. I've seen gnomes ride birds around, but there's also I'm being told there's goblin forms that also ride like things like boars or corrupted animals
Yeah.
around too. that
Yeah,
also
so
could be the same creature, but they're showing two different forms where they're splitting and making it look that way too.
oh, interesting.
Yeah.
So when you so basically it's a big giant horse is like you're fighting this guy on a horse pretty much, and then you knock him off the cliff and you save the kid, then you proceed back to the Goron Mountain, and then when you best the was it the elder in the Zuma match, they let you pass into the mines. They said their patriarch got
Okay.
corrupted by like one of the dark fused shards. He touched it, he turns like this giant demonic creature sort of thing, and they have to lock him in the mines. And no one's really sure. We're not really sure why they're so hostile to people. That don't know what that belligerence is never really explained in the game. It's just they just are for some reason.
Oh, the Gorons.
Yeah, they're just really hostile towards people for some reason. But
Normally they're very kind. Like in the other games, they were normally kind.
yeah,
You flipped
but
them.
in this game they're a little bit more brutal to people. And again, because of the realistic art direction, I wasn't a big fan of the design. The redesign, because again, the realistic art direction just doesn't. Just I don't know. They just got no life to them. They just don't really nothing. There's no charm or personality to them in this game.
They seem kind of plasticky to me. You know, like
It's
fake. Yeah.
yeah, it's the realistic art direction they went for. It just doesn't have the same effect as the previous game did. So yeah, you have to rescue this guy, their matriarch, who got corrupted by one of the few shadows later on.
Uh, Isaac made a comment, said it looked like he was wearing a leaf over his crotch. He said,
Yeah. But in this game, they just look like big piles of shit, pretty much. It's just, yeah, yeah. So when you go into like the mines, which isn't, which is a bit of a knockoff in the Ocarina of Time. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Goron
a little
Mines,
bit,
the
and
second.
Majora's Mask, like what they kind of look like, but then now you have this weird looking one. He has this like flat top hairdo thing going on. Yeah,
Yeah, so this weird military look to him. Yeah.
yeah.
So when you go into the mines, you come across the other creatures like the what are they called, the bloody what are they called, the Dongo sort of creatures. You come across them, and you come across the fire keys. The Dongos in this
Also, I
got
hate to interrupt, but I'm also being told that with these Gorons, like with the military approach, I'm being told that certain empathic transferences from some of the operations that are going on currently. This must be what's messing with us currently today. Is would influence being such as that were kind, they would take them and then do a telepathic influence to where they start to mimic certain traits of the beings, even from a distance, that would either inhabit them or transmit to them. And essentially, that's what's being shown there. I didn't mean to interrupt that, but I just got that through.
so that's all right. It's absolutely fine. And as you go through the mines, you come across a lot of the elders. I'm trying to see if I can get a picture of them. And let's get that. I'll also do this one. Yeah, you come across these guys, the elder. Well, this one you see them at the beginning, but later on you encounter these other guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they give you. I think they give you parts of a key that they took. They took keep the matriarch concealed.
Mm-hmm.
Patriarchs are sealed away.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
looks like the one from the previous game too. Yeah, one of the previous games too. Yeah.
this one here.
Well,
But
yeah,
that's what.
the little older man one. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he looks like something similar from the original ones. Then so later on when as you progress on, you get the iron brutes allow you to stick to these magnetized parts of the wall.
Mm-hmm.
You can use them to sort of so that's really cool. There's another use for them. So they're just sinking underwater sort of thing.
Yeah,
And
like
then
yeah, yeah.
yeah. So and then the mini boss in this game is like it's like armored Goron.
Mm-hmm.
He's like protecting you stuff because you're requested to get like the treasure that they kept the treasure of the hero in this the hero of time. And this in this game, it's like the treasure is like potentially the bow and arrow in this game, but he's been told to guard it. And you have to in the hold on, mind boss. No, that's the where is it? It's like yeah. Essentially, you have to use the iron boots to magnetize yourself to to the platform. Sorry, guys. Oh man, it's next something's pulling this out of my head. Something's trying to make me look stupid as hell. Yes.
That's what it's doing. It's just this intense focus. That's all.
Yeah. So basically, when you have to slash your stomach a few times, and you'll do. And what the way Link handles the Gorons in this game is that when they roll after him, if he's got the iron boots on, Link can just throw them in that ball form. And when you have to throw him off, you have to throw him into the lava a couple of times. Then he'll let you pass and you can get the treasure. And you get the bow and arrow pretty much essentially, and then you come across the patriarch that's turned into this.
Okay.
Yeah, and again you have to use sort of iron boots to pull the chains down for him on the floor. You have to hit his eye though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that looks like what a bound being would be if it was possessed by like a negative spirit or a negative, like negative chains or something like that. It would have like a mixed transformative look like that. I've seen that plenty of times where there'll be fused beings like that are bound. And if you pull the chains off of them, it'll release whatever that is a jinn possession or whatever it is, and you can pull it off, or whatever consciousness it happens to be. You bifurcate it and get rid of the negative one, and the positive one's fine.
Yeah. So after you defeat him, he turns back to the patriarch that you saw before. Yeah, so that's pretty much it for the Goron. That trying to think what else happens. Yeah, you're requested to go to the Lake Hylia. Then when you go there, you find out when you go to the bridge, you find out these creatures from the Twilight realm, the Shadow Beasts. They exalt the bridge up.
Mm-hmm.
They take away part of the bridge, so you can't cross. And then a bunch of them fall out. You have to fight them.
Okay.
You can do it in Link form. It's not impossible. You can just do the spin attack, but it's advised to do it in the Wolf form because the Wolf form can do this. When Minder can create this barrier, and you can home in on them.
Mm-hmm.
So you can take them all out. It's easy to do it in the Wolf form, but you can do it in Link as Link's human form as well with the spin attack. But yeah, whatever. But as you proceed further, you come across another gate, and of course the whole part of Lake Hylia is all covered in the Twilight, and the Twilight, and what was it? Like, the town of Hyrule Town's all covered in the Twilight and everything, and you find the scent of Elia, Link's Veranic lead in this game. And as you follow the scent, she's in this bar attending one of the the Zora, the prince's wounds. Zora Prince. Yeah, she's attending one of the Zora princes, and you later find out his mother comes to you in spirit as him. His mother, who is actually the Princess Ruto from Ocarina of Time, comes to you in spirit.
Okay.
And she asks you, requests that you help guide her son back to Kokiri village, and she'll get in later. Then she'll reveal the garments that allow you to swim underwater.
Yeah, that looks like some of the mer species I've run into, like the parkfish looking people like that. Some look human with fish tails, others, like are the Aquaman types, but that looks like also a mermaid type, that a fish type of lady as well I've run into.
Yeah, this is the armor you get. Look.
Some are bad, some are good. That's what I was saying.
Yeah, this is one of these. I'll get that picture of it. This is the armor you get, and it looks really cool. But because of the realistic, it is cool as shit. But again, because of the realistic art direction, it just doesn't have pop. It doesn't have that flair to it.
Yeah, it's like some of the Myrmidon armor, but without some of the flair that they usually have. Yeah.
Yeah, because of its art because of its more, like I said, it's more realistic, watered down art direction. It just doesn't pop. Nothing really sticks out. And then the Breath of the Wild one, it looks cool. It looks cool as shit as well.
Yeah, that one pops a little more. Yeah,
it's the art direction they've gone for. In this game, it's got a really sort of because this game really tried being realistic, trying to push the GameCube hardware as much as it could.
Yeah, Breath of the Wild, isn't that the brand new one? Yeah.
Yeah, that's the new one. Yeah, so it's a shame that the art direction in this game, because there is some like really cool designs in this game, but because again, like I said, it's
more dulled. It looks like they brought back the flair with Breath of the Wild, though. So
yeah,
we'll have to do one on that. I'll have to check that game out.
But yeah, well, I'll definitely put the gameplay on that one. That's more of a. That's branches away from the linear style of Zelda games. That's more open world RPG. Something similar to more like Skyrim. So that would be more. I could probably do more of a video on that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So after you escort her son back from in a carriage back to Kokori. Oh God, I can't pronounce it. Kakariko village. Yeah, she shows you where the armor is, and then you can go to the water temple pretty much. And this is where you know, I wasn't a big fan of this temple. I thought a lot of the temples in this game are really boring and dull.
Mm-hmm.
Again, just not that interesting. Nothing really stuck out to me. But in this temple, you get something called the claw. You get something called the claw shot. The claw shot from one of these frog beings after you beat them. So the same concept as the hook shot, but it's the claw instead. But later on, you get the double claw fucking.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, it's the same as all the others with the hook shot, but it's more. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you get it's from like this giant frog being. You get frog one of the mini bosses, like the demon
Okay.
like.
Yeah, like I said in one of the previous games, there are the negative frog beings that of several types. You know, like the bigger man-eating ones, and then there's the cackling ones in the trees. But I haven't seen any with eyes all over them like that. But I have seen four-legged ones though that are just like frog-like ones that walk around. That were more like pets of other beings. I've seen that.
Yeah, and you start coming across these beings, the Lizofus, more in this game.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Well, that's interesting. Yeah, that's kind of like a weird Draco form. Also, there are some reptilians that are salamander looking that are warrior like that carry swords like that. Some of them, those are Martian looking ones that are more brown colored though. That look very similar to that. But they occupy. They're one of the native Martian species. They look kind of like a salamander, but they're Bedouin types that carry curved swords like that.
and the water temple boss is essentially like a giant sea serpent.
Mm-hmm.
Giant sea serpent.
That's like a giant parasite. Yeah, yeah.
And it's like you have to shoot the eye. That's swims around the tentacles at first. It's kind of again like the first, like Ocarina of Time. It's got the same concept, and it also feels a bit like Wind Waker as well when you fought that giant sand serpent,
Yeah,
and like Majora's Mask, the twin morpher.
yeah. It's like it's an AI form, also an astral parasite form. I see stuff flying around like that in the ether periodically, either with AI eyeball like things, like also what's been in previous Legend of Zelda games with the flying eyeballs. Also, the astral parasites that come through the ether and kind of stick to people. That looks like an amalgam of both things, actually.
Yeah, that's the problem with this game. It does suffer from a lot of mediocrity because this boss doesn't really feel too original.
Hmm. Yeah, there's just they just taken from other games, you know, and
It
matched.
feels like it's in the shadow of like, other games, pretty much. That's what my biggest problem with Twilight Princess is. Whereas it could have been a really good game, got potential going to it. But yeah. So after you get all the few shadows, you go back to the spirit and this oh bloody the spirit in this terrain looks like a giant serpent as well. Make Hylia's spirit. Yeah, I forgot his name. Leru. Lenaru?
Mhm.
What's his name? Lenaru? Where is he? Like a big giant. He's like a giant sea serpent. Spirit form. Oh, that's it. Where is he? Oh, something else pops up. Here he is. What's his form? He's like a sea serpent type.
Okay. Yeah, I've seen little dragon forms that are like that too, that sometimes are caught in places or trapped in places before. Yeah, I've seen that. Some of them are in caves or in waterways, so I've seen that as well.
Yeah. And then you come across Zant again, who confronts you. He tries to convince Minda to join him, but she refuses. Then he knocks Link out, but then because he's turned it back into the corrupt. Well, no, he knocks this creature out, then everything turns back into the corrupt Twilight.
Hmm.
And he knocks Link out. Link's unconscious, but he tries to convince Minda, but then he does something. I think he does something. He tries to put like this dagger into her. It's a device you can use later on when you can turn back into wolf form anytime.
Mm-hmm.
And Link gets in the way, and when it goes into Link, this form. I can't remember the name of it. It's like a little device you put Link goes into Link, but even in the light world, Link stays in that wolf form.
Oh, okay.
This device is, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So he can. It's a device that make it so that he can transform the way he would in the Twilight realm.
Yeah. Yeah, but at the time he can't remove it. He's stuck in the wolf form until that thing's gone. But Minda, at this point, something's happened to her. He exposed Min to like the light spirit. Whether or not the spirit there saw Minda as a threat,
Mm-hmm.
and she becomes she becomes weak and malnourished, and you have to take her to like the Hyrule to Princess Zelda. So you have to find another way into the castle again, and you so you go underneath the bowels of the castle pretty much, and you go to Zelda. Then Zelda gives like a part of herself to Minda that allows her to revive herself, but then Minda can keep because Minda can't usually in that realm Minda can't in the light realm Minda appears as a shadow.
Mm-hmm.
She can't appear in a corporeal form, but she can in this. But she can once Zelda gives like a part of herself to her, and this is when she has like sort of change of heart sort of thing, Minda. And
Okay.
she talks about the whole the mirror shards. Yeah, the Twilight Mirror, and you've got to collect these shards throughout each temple, parts of Hyrule. And this is like the gateway to her world. And she's something interesting. She said only a true ruler can break the mirror. Zan only fractured it. He's not a true ruler of the Twilight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, like certain devices like that will be tuned to a certain genetic harmonics. I've noticed a certain biofrequency that maybe if you're part something, it might not work, or if you're full something, it will work. I've seen certain devices attuned to certain genes. They did this in the show Stargate and Stargate Atlantis, where they attuned also devices to a certain genetic frequency where they could give people what they called an ancient gene, where they could do some gene therapy, change their DNA to where they could activate the devices. It's very similar to this that's being presented. Yeah.
Yeah. Before that, you have to go to the Lost Woods to regain the Master Sword, so Link can return to his light self. So to dispel any evil inside of him, sort of thing. And in this, when you go, it's called the Scared Shrine. It's called the Scared Shrines. Let me just go to the Lost Woods. This. Yeah. And before you enter there, you come across the Skull Kid character.
Oh, it's very similar to the other one. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and this one he's got a different design to him. But yeah, you have to like, you have to attack him a few times, and he opens a gate, and he opens up a pathway to you, and he'll call down like these weird puppet creatures with his like little instrument.
Mm-hmm.
These things.
Okay, yeah, little different constructs like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they call these creatures. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
those
in this game,
are constructs. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, but in this game, Skull Kid carries a lantern, and in Zelda lore, the lantern symbolizes death.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, that goes along with an old ghost story where a lantern is seen, a light is seen along the railroad tracks of an old lantern, and and in certain ghost lore, it symbolizes death and passing as well. That's where they likely got that from.
But Will of the Wisp and all that stuff. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what he looked like in Ocarina of Time. Though he looks more like what the traditional dead Poe looks like. And then when you defeat him, you go to something called the Temple of Time. Temple in the Woods sort of thing. You go to something called the Scared Shrine, and you activate. And when you howl, because the wolf in this game can howl. Well, you can howl like the previous songs are, and I forgot to mention about the bloody the Stolfo soldier that teaches Link some sword tricks. I'll get to that in a second. But when you howl the Twilight Princess's lullaby, these statues come to life. They're like they run like Atlantean looking statues.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I've heard of statues coming to life. The stone being programmed by ancient stone technology to be kind of like a sentinel or a guard. or where that can be imbued to move. It's really a piece of technology that's more fluid. There's some like sarcophagi looking ones that look like solid stone that literally have a holographic or bored out space within it because it's essentially a computer. And I've heard of statues that are like that as well, where they can move under control or be programmed to guard a place. So yeah.
Yeah, and they come alive, and then you have to do this puzzle, rearrange them the way they are,
Mhm.
where they were, and then they open the gates. They open the gate to the realm of the Master Sword. And when Link pulls the Master Sword out, he turns back into his human form.
Mhm.
No, sorry, when he goes near the Master Sword, he turns back into his human form. And then then that like device falls out of him, and you can later on use that device to turn into a wolf at any time,
Mhm.
whenever you want in the light world. So, and I forgot to mention about the Stolfos soldiers. It's not Stolfos, the Stolfos soldier I think encounters this guy here.
Okay.
Now he's actually the spirit of the Hero of Time. The original was at Link from the Hero of Time.
Yeah. Yeah.
And each time you play it, you'll come across one of these little shrines pretty much there, and when you howl the certain song to them, the wolf will appear in the light. A golden wolf will appear in the light world. When you find that wolf, you'll teleport back into the spirit realm, and you'll encounter this guy. And each time he'll teach you a new skill.
Hmm.
And later on, he confesses that he is the hero of time, Link, turned to Stalfos. So it kind of goes back to the whole theory of Link being dead sort of thing. It makes sense.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. They kind of loosely concluded it right there. Yeah. Yeah. It makes sense then. Yeah.
Because you saw him when he in Majora's Mask, you saw him traveling in the Lost Woods on his own, and we know the fate of those who travel in the Lost Woods become a Stalfos.
Yeah.
And he
And
highlights it,
then
yeah.
now he's that. Yeah. Yeah.
And he said he was unable to convey his teachings to anyone before, but now his spirit's at ease because he can.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Okay. That makes sense. So there is some kind of continuity there, but
yeah,
with some of these games, the continuity director went out to lunch essentially. So
yeah. No, I think of shit.
yeah.
Yeah, but that's really cool though. I mean, he reminds me a lot of like a sort of Viking, like Anglo-Saxon type guy. Or,
Mhm. Yeah, like I've seen some kind of decrepit, like lost, like unsanctified, like remains I've seen before from graveyards that look kind of like that, where they sometimes will have the armor on them, how they died. Like they're ghost forms, but they're not. There's sometimes unsanctified remains have the residual of what the person was, even if the spirit moved on. Sometimes the remains can have some kind of decrepified form. Sometimes ghost forms are like this too. So it's in between. It seems to represent both worlds there. Mm.
yeah. So after you get the Master Sword, you have to go to the desert to go to the Mirror Chamber. But it's the Gerudo Desert. But the Gerudos in this game, I don't think there's any Gerudos in this game. But yeah, it's just called the Gerudo Desert. But the Gerudos aren't there anymore. Even though they reference them all the time, but they're not.
You don't see them at all.
No,
Yeah.
they're not in this game. No, sorry guys, something's making me stupid. It's the energy doing this crap to me.
Mm.
Ugh, it's horrible. Yeah. So and the temple, the Sand Temple was not that interesting. I can tell you that. It, it's just sand and yellow brown color. It's not a particularly interesting level to go through, and it's boring. And the Gibdos in this got a major downgrade. They're nowhere near as terrifying as they were in the previous games. Because of the more realistic art direction, they don't seem to have that. They don't have that flair to them. In this game, they've got like a giant combustor sword they hit you with,
Hmm.
and they paralyze you, but it just doesn't have the same effect. The scream doesn't have the same piercing, menacing feel
Yeah,
to
they
it.
don't have the same like ghoulish look. I mean, they have a ghoul look, but yeah.
They're just kind of like Jack Skeleton, really, aren't they? Pretty much.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, mixed between Jack Skellington and a ghoul. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's like I don't know. It's just, I mean, compare them to this. It's just not. That's way more terrifying.
Yeah, the remake.
Even the mummified Gibdos in the original are still creepy and unsettling.
Yeah.
These things, these just not. No, just don't. They're just. I don't know. It's because the realistic art, because everything had a more realistic art direction. It just didn't have the same flair.
Yeah,
Again,
we'll
like I
see
said,
how Breath of the Wild turns out with all this. Yeah.
yeah, Breath of the Wild. Yeah, they got more interesting things going on in Breath of the Wild. The art style pops a lot more. Yeah, but in this game, you come across like, and in this temple, sorry, you come across like the Stolfos and I believe the what are they called, the Stol soldiers in this,
Hmm.
and you get some, and later on, one of the mini bosses you fight is called the Death Sword.
Hmm.
Essentially, like a like a Draco, Phantom Draco.
Okay. Yeah.
Sit there.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's like a type of horned Draco or Jin type form. Yeah, that's more like some. I've seen some of the Draco with the horns that come around like that before. Yeah. That has more
Yeah,
of almost like a spirit form look. But yeah, I've seen them come in with like a white misty form like that too. In dreams and in photographs, they've come through with like a white misty form like that other photograph was. Um, uh, but yeah, yeah, I've seen that before. That one's kind of skinny looking, but yeah, I've seen that before too.
more of a ghoulish, degenerate version of one.
Yeah, it's more of a degenerated version of them. Yeah.
Yeah, and from him you get like the spinning top blade that allows you to traverse on the walls and certain walls. Oh God, yeah, you get this device. This
Okay.
allows you to traverse through the walls, or in certain walls anyway.
Okay. Oh, but
Made
walking
walls.
through walls with that.
So
Okay.
you spin across them. It allows you certain walls. It allows you to convey across them.
Okay.
Certain walls, but yeah, it's very situational. I've never used it. The spinner.
Oh, like you spin it and you can pass through matter and all that other stuff with it.
No, you just go on walls. It allows you to go on certain walls with a certain material sort of thing.
Oh, where you can go. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and yeah, it's very situational. I'm a bit of an underrated tool. You don't really use it as much. Only for this temple. Use it to fight the boss though. For this temple, called the Stole Lord. He's called. He's like this corpse that when Zan, the Twilight King,
Hmm.
he at first he this thing's like dormant, dead at first, but then Zan puts something inside its head.
Hmm.
This sort of like he puts like a sword inside this creature's head, then it comes to life.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just like a dormant corpse at first, then he puts like this little sword device in his head, and
Oh,
it
okay.
reanimates it.
Yeah, that's like remains being like reused. You know, I've heard just like what Ryan and I were talking about in one of the Fallout videos, where a device was put on remains to make the skeletons walk around and everything. This is sort of similar to that, where a device is put on them to turn them into a guard or turn them into some kind of beast like that, or a soldier. Human remains can have that be done that way. It was very similar in one of the other Fallout games where there was a device very similar to that.
So after you destroy his bottom half of his body, his head becomes well. You have to destroy his head.
Hmm.
It's like his head like starts levitating and starts firing balls at you, and you have to spin across this. You have to spin across this pillar.
Okay.
And when he gets close enough, you have to knock him down on the ground, and you have to hit the sword again, and so on and so on. Then after that, you go into the mirror chamber, but then you find out the mirror has been broken, and you have to find the rest of the three shards. So then one's in the peaks, snow peaks, and the others in what's it? Snow mountains and the sky temple. What's the other temple? Oh, Sonic just doesn't want me to remember anything. It's been so long since I played this game. Um, yeah, something's trying to take this out of my head. Yeah, sorry guys, something keeps
Yeah.
doing this.
What was the next part of the game you were going to show?
It was it was the Shmira shards that you collect.
Okay.
One was in the Snowy Mountains, and one was in the Sky Temple. They call it. I believe the Sky Temple was a reused concept from Ocarina of Time, but I don't know. It could be just guessing. But yeah. Where's the other? There was two. Where's the other one you get from? Oh, oh, I can't remember where it was. Was it back in the Temple of Time? That's it. Yeah. This yeah, you got the actual Temple of Time. It's an actual temple in this game.
Okay.
Yeah, that was originally going to be in Ocarina of Time, the Temple of Time, but they scrapped it for whatever reason, probably time consuming, whatever. But yeah, so the first one you go to,
Yeah.
so the first place you go to is the Snowy Peaks, Snow Peak, and you come across this guy. You need at first you need to do a side quest. You talk to these people in the town from this little organization. They help people out, sort of thing. And one of the girl, I can't remember the name of the girl who talks to you about the beasts they've seen.
Hmm.
And you talk to Zora Prince. He said he's seen this beast catch fish before. This is what it is, pretty much a giant yeti.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, you see him, and he's and he talks, and when you meet him at the top of the mountain, you talk to him about the mirror, and he says yes, he has the mirror, and if you're willing to give it to you, so you have to follow him back to this whole vagrant house, this vagrant mansion that him and his wife has made a home there,
Hmm.
called Yeto.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. With the Yeti guarding places like that, you see them guarding. They're basically guards of different areas, such as that have been appointed by different alien races. They're not necessarily the Sasquatch or forest people. Some of them are lizards. So
Yeah.
um,
I might explain the horn.
or,
Some of them have horns.
and also alien construct. What were you saying?
Some of them also have horns as well. The Yetis. Not
Huh?
in this game. Not in this game. Some of them also have horns. Yetis.
Yeah, yeah.
That's probably reptilian influence on them. The
Yeah. Oh,
horns.
yeah. I've seen some have horns. I've seen some Sasquatch have little nub horns before, but not like Yeti. And this is actually a true depiction where they would be guarding a place like this. They'd be appointed to guard a place.
Yeah, he's a good guy. His wife though is extremely sick, and basically she's when you meet his wife, you ask for the key to the room of the mirror,
Hmm.
and she keeps sending you to these different places, and you keep finding food products, and you put them in the soup sort of thing, and then later on you find it. Yeah, she gives you the actual proper location of the boss key sort of thing.
Hmm.
But before you get to that, you get one of these. You get one of the chain ball. One of the key items. This is called ball and chain. Is it?
Hmm.
Ball and chain boss. Ball and chain boss. Essentially, it's like a big reptilian in like knight's armor.
Okay, yeah, I've seen Draco in armor like that before. I haven't seen too many using chains. Like, I've seen it before, but I've also seen these big one-eyed looking hairy things that use chains too, that are like a type of cyclops. But I've also seen Draco do this as well.
It's one of the mini bosses you fight, and you get the key item. The chain ball allows you to break these giant icicle particles in your way.
Hmm.
One of the creatures you find is what are they called? What are they called? Oh, I forgot what they're called. These creatures you fight. They're called the Frozen. That's what one of the enemies are called. The Frozen, I think, or just Frozen. They're called Frozen. Not particularly original name, but yeah, when you destroy them, they turn into these little creatures.
Hmm.
Where are they? Yeah, yeah, but you need the ball and chain to destroy them,
Hmm.
and you come across like these these like wolves that are in the snow. These like snow demon wolves you come across.
Yeah, yeah,
These creatures, white wolfos. I think I
yeah.
mentioned.
Okay.
Yeah, you fight these creatures, and they're pretty simple, but they're annoying. They just jump out of the snow at random. Yeah,
Okay, yeah. I've seen negative like dogmen that act like this recently, or that they're bound to a certain area. Like here in Arizona, there was some in the Grand Canyon that I came across with some goatmen that were in there that were basically casting spells on people and hiding in the canyon, hiding in the rocks and everything. They were linking themselves to certain family lineages and certain native lineages. So yeah, it's also very interesting. Even though they didn't go that route in this, this is what this reminds me of.
It's not really, I You fight these other creatures in here as well. Oh, here it is. This is what its form is. Oh, I just want the picture. No! Oh, just want the picture. Go away. Here it is. This is what one of the creatures. This is what
Prozar.
it turns. It turns into these little Freezard.
Yeah, it looks like a little bit like a reptilian and an astral parasite put together, and there's also parasites that can come through crystals and stuff that look like that, and I've noticed. And there's also one other thing: different elemental type beings like that are trapped within certain like mirrors or water or ice crystals. Also, with different ice that's melting, like in Antarctica and everything. There's different weird constructs from the Atlantean period that are coming through that look similar to that other one. Yeah, and this looks similar to
Ch-
some.
Chilphos. This is one of the creatures you fight in there as well. Chilphos, they call it.
Oh, that looks like one of those triangular-headed beings that I've seen before too. That are I'm trying to think what planet they're from now. I'm blanking, but there's some gold-headed ones that look like this as well. That I believe they're elemental. I'm blanking on that one. Why am I blanking on that one? Okay. Yeah, I'm starting to get hit with that
Yeah.
too.
Welcome to my world. Yeah.
So, well, I was getting hit a little before, but when I saw this, I believe there are beings I've seen that come out of walls and stone and ice that look like this before. But there is a golden-headed alien that has an appearance like this that's interdimensional, and when they come from another dimension, they look like that too. So, pass into our physics from their physics. Yeah.
Yeah, there's Yeto and Yeto, I think her name's called. But yeah, when she gives you the key, she said when you open the door, go into the bed in the master bedroom, she starts looking into the mirror and she becomes possessed by it.
Mhm.
Where is it? Snow Peak. Yeah, she becomes possessed by it.
Mhm. Okay.
And it's like yeah, and then she turns into like this giant ice demon sort of thing, and you have to use the ball and chain sort of thing to break it down.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, that looks like some of the creatures, the weird dimensional creatures I've come across too, like different, like mutated constructs. And there are some wolf and apish like creatures I've run across like
yeah.
that as well, and some just some parasitical type beings that
Yeah.
have that
That's what
appearance
she.
as well.
That's what she turns into. And you have to destroy these, and then
Okay.
bro, you don't attack her with the sword or anything. You just smash it down, and then eventually she snaps out of it. Then the mirror then again reforms itself.
Hmm.
So whether or not it's like the mirror had to reform the object to reform itself to be
So you have to smash all of those in time. Yeah.
yeah. But then when she's broken out of it, the mirror reforms itself. No, you ain't got a time limit on this boss. It's just you have to just smash those. But then when you defeated her, the mirror like reforms itself. The
Hmm.
shard, like it reforms itself again.
Hmm.
It's actually one of the more interesting fights in the games. Actually, I
Yeah,
enjoy
like
that.
there are objects that can regenerate like that once you smash them, like the Viking Bifrost. When that became misaligned, it's starting to realign and form its portals and mirrors and stuff again. Very similarly to self healing technology is essentially what that would be.
Yeah. So after that, he comes in and then they they reunite with each other and you get the mirror, you get the shard sort of thing.
Hmm.
And then I think the next one you go to is the Temple of Time. And yeah, this is an intro. And this is where the game has like has another story element to it. And this is where I think Skyward Sword they got the concept from Skyward Sword from. And this is, in my opinion, why I think Twilight Princess was going to be its own thing at one point, but it just was in the shadow of Ocarina of Time, sad to say.
Yeah, it's much richer.
Yeah, Temple Time. You go to this. What you do is you go into a portal that allows you to go back in time.
Mm-hmm.
That allows you to, when you put the sword back in the pedestal, you can go into one of the tapestry paintings, mirrors,
Mm-hmm.
and you go into like this sort of time space at the back of the temple, and it has like a very sort of Lemurian look to it as well.
Yeah, it does. It does have a Lemurian essence to it. Yeah, it does.
Because you have to go through a gateway that leads you back in time in this temple. Yeah, so that's interesting. And in this game, you come across a lot of these statues, these giant, which later on you'll need a key item called the Dominion Rod. That allows you to control these statues.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm trying to see a better picture of it where you can Scarecrow. You got all like the tapestry on the side and all that. You see the people like praying and everything. It's like I think there's also depicting like the Atlanteans. It's got a very sort of like Anglo-Saxon vibe to it as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like also a little bit, yeah, a little bit of a little bit of Anglo-Saxon with Lemurian kind of fused together, a little bit of Gothic. Yeah.
Yeah, let me see a better picture of the temple. Yeah, the sand temples are some that it's boring. Oh, I forgot to mention one thing about the sand temple before this. You come across these Poes in this one.
Mm-hmm.
The Poes make a return in this game as well.
Oh.
And yeah, there's different types of Poes. You've got the imp Poes and you've got these other ones that are linked to this temple. Pose. Yeah, you got the imp looking Poes, these ones.
Okay.
And then you got these ones. You only fight 4 of them.
Yeah, those are like I said, like almost like poltergeist constructs. They have the lantern thing again, with the death symbol and everything attached to them. Those are more like some of them are like ghouls, and some of them are more like poltergeist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gin. And later on, you have to get, I think, 61. I think I can't remember how many there are, but
That's more like a good one there. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to collect all these Poes to free the spell of this guy.
Mm-hmm.
He's been corrupted by them, possessed, and turned to gold. It's totally optional. You can avoid this if you want. Yeah.
Oh, you can avoid that quest if you want to, or
Yeah, it's just completely optional. You don't have to.
okay.
Yeah, so getting back to Temple of Time, you get one of the items called a Dominion Rod when you fight one of the Dark Knights in this. Hang on. Dark Knight, sorry. And these guys haven't really made an appearance since the early NES games in the 80s.
Okay.
It's been the Iron Knuckles, and this is that's what they look like.
Oh yeah, one of them. Yeah. They were from like the original.
Yeah, like back in the 80s sort of thing. They haven't made this is like their first appearance in the 3D game, pretty much. I think, or am I? It could be for like.
Yeah.
Or no, was that was that in Wind Waker?
Actually, yeah, they had a similar one that was all the way back in the original, I believe.
I think Wind Waker also might have done them as. Yeah, I think they're in Wind Waker. Yeah, I'm full of shit on that. Yeah, they're in Wind Waker as well.
Mm-hmm.
They also, I forgot to mention in the Wind Waker review, they had a Dogman inside the armor.
Oh, inside of this armor, they had an armor.
No, inside of Wind Waker one, they had a Dogman.
Oh, okay.
This one, I just think they're just an entity in it.
Oh yeah, I've seen that before. I've seen that armored dogman before as well. Some of them are even trapped in some of the armor constructs as well, like in like a dimensional form. I've seen that as well, where they're bound to a particular land or a particular like edifice or a particular suit of armor. I've run into that too.
Yeah, this guy reminds me a lot of like again, very sort of like monastery, like looking Atlantean being.
Mm-hmm.
So that the crest on his helmet look.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. It has that Atlantean look like what some of their soldiers had. Yeah. It's like almost like a Grecian Spartan look to it. Yeah.
Yeah, and you fight him, and when you continue to fight them, you strip them down to the their bare minimum armor.
Okay.
Their armor starts to fall off. This is what they look like. They become more like agile and
Okay.
nimble, but they're innovative. But they're not too difficult. The Dark Knights. They're essentially more of a beefed up enemy, really. You get
Now,
different
also
ones.
back to being the dogman, also being Atlantean, because a lot of some of the werewolf lineages came from Atlantis, so that makes sense. They had an Atlantean look, and you said in the other game in Wind Waker they had dogman within that. That makes a lot of sense to me because a lot of those lineages came from Atlantis.
Yeah, yeah, it's interesting though. I mean, yeah, I mean, again, because of its more realistic art direction, it didn't have nothing really pops in this game. It doesn't have much charm or personality to it. It just seems very sort of again very sort of generic looking, modern fantasy looking look to it. Well, it's not RPG Western fantasy look to it. It just doesn't pop to me in this game. But
Mhm.
yeah, after you defeat them, you get the Dominion Rod. Rod. Dominion Rod. Yeah, this weapon here. Right. Which allows you to control statues.
All right.
Yeah, these ones.
All right, yeah, that's what I was saying about the statues being the stone technology, where it could be controlled and reprogrammed. And also in Skyrim, you can get a rod that controls some of the mechanical constructs as well. It's very similar, but with this, it's more of the stone technology than like the metal technology in that.
Yeah. Ooh, just got a headache when you start mentioning that. Ooh.
Yeah, yeah, that
Ooh.
some of the things.
Ah,
Yeah, I
that
know
really.
because for whatever reason they don't want that particular concept touched on. I don't know why, but why that
Oh,
specific one is like untouchable. So hang on, I'll wipe that away. I'm not sure why that.
oh man, that was really fucking painful.
Also, when
Oh,
people, okay, I'm getting it now. Why people see sometimes stones moving in graveyards. Got it. There's sentinels in graveyards for when different aliens. Okay, this is what you didn't want to touch on. When different aliens are going in there harvesting ghosts to trade the ghosts to be on their own planet to incarnate. It's a big like ghost trade that goes on in the background with some of these other races. In graveyards, there are statues that also are that technology. That's why people think they've seen them move and look at it, and people think it's a form of a haunting when it's actually a piece of stone tech, just like that. So
that's really cool.
yeah. Okay. Oh man, yeah, I got a headache way of doing that too. That was something they did not want touched on because even though I've spoken about this before, where sometimes the dates on the gravestones
Mm-hmm.
are actually vintage of the energy, where some of these different aliens can pick and choose what ghost they need for a particular task, like a doctor from a particular era or a warrior from a soldier from a particular area. And sometimes the ghosts will stand next to their stones, almost like on display, and they think they have to remain there because an angel told them to stay there. Well, that's why I clear graveyards when I find them because aliens ransack them constantly. But yeah, with those statues, yeah, I've actually seen statues turn and look. So that's a form of that technology. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. But when you leave the temple, though, when you go back to your time, the Dominion Rod um, power perishes.
Uh-huh.
You have to recharge it. You come across another little character. Well, I'll get back. Actually, the boss in this game though is the boss in this temple is like a giant spider.
Hmm.
There's a lot of spider, and there's a lot of spiders. Sorry, temple. Lots more. Um, no, essentially, it's
Oh yeah,
gold
the
ring.
emphasis somebody's telling me to say also with those ghosts are being placed in someone else's incarnation cycle is what I mean. Yeah,
Yeah,
I had to emphasize that too as well. False or real. It was
yeah.
both. Okay.
This is one of the bosses that you fight in the game, and there's a lot of spiders. If you don't like spiders, you're gonna love this temple because there's tons of spiders in this game. So that's to do with the Atlantean connection.
Oh yeah, and
Spiders.
also desert Lemurian connections too. There are spiders, etheric like not etheric, but other frequency spiders here as well that cause a lot of different webs and strings that people run into. There's predatory spiders that will put eggs in people's energy fields and stuff like that. I've run
Yeah.
into as well, and energy cores.
That's
I
Can
think
I,
as well.
can I
So
just say something? Is spiders good? Are they just all dicks?
there I have yet to run into a good one. I've even seen half human, half spider construct ones, like are in the Elder Scrolls type of thing, or in some of the medieval fantasy type of games, where I've seen like half human, half spider construct that some of the Orions dicked with their genetics. But most of them I run into have been dicks. So mm,
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. So what you do is you shoot. You have to shoot an arrow into this thing's eye. It falls down, and you have to use the minion rod on one of these giant statues, and it squashes it.
mhm.
Like, this big giant statue squashes it when you're near it. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's satisfying.
Oh yeah, I
um,
usually have to when I buy locat. I usually have to run a sword through it or squish them when I see them. So they're not
but
yet, but they're annoying. You know, the real ones.
yeah, oh yeah, we haven't had the big bad boys at the moment, but they'll be turning up soon. Yeah, they'll be mating in September soon, so you'll be seeing creepy
Mm.
bastards running around. And if you, I don't know, if that's an Atlantean connection with people that don't fear them.
Oh, with the spiders, yeah, I'm being told there's an Atlantean connection there and a Lemurian connection. So yeah.
Because Lemurians didn't go on with them today. They didn't like them at all.
Well, yeah, the Atlanteans and the Lemurians were at war with each other at one point.
So the Lemurians warred with the giant spiders. Then I take it.
Huh?
The Lemurians warred the giant spiders.
Yeah, well, yeah, they had, yes, okay, I'm being told yes on that one. So it's
So
like,
that's why. So that's probably why I'm so terrified of them. I can't just stand looking at them. I just, you
yeah,
know what I mean?
they're
They're just
pretty creepy, you know, like I believe they trained them they trained them to do what? Sometimes also hold the energetic space. Like I said, some of them have the capability of jamming frequencies, but there are other beings like Orions that dictate their genetics. But it looks like they were more trained as more like sniffing out things by the Lemurians. But then I guess some of them became more feral, and now in Arizona we got a shitload of them here. So
yeah. Because so when people say that, oh, when you start talking about them, they'll show up because, well, you're probably telepathically picking up they're already there. That's why.
yeah, that's exactly it. Sometimes you will, if you start talking about something, it'll start to
Like
link,
your
focus
spot,
your attention. Yeah.
yeah, your spider senses are tingling, sort of thing. Where Spider-Man got from, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's where they got that from. They know they're being spoken about, and they have that the spider sense, no pun intended. But it's yeah,
Well, yeah, so a bit of trivia about spiders there, guys. They
yeah.
like spiders, yeah. And when you destroy this cross this ring 3 times, it turns into another form. Like this eye itself becomes like a spider. I'm trying to find an image of it. You pretty much just have to destroy the eye. Then
Mhm.
yeah, it's done. Squash the creep. Yeah. Yeah, but it's satisfying to use those big giant hammers. I mean, those big giant statues just squash it, sort of thing.
Yeah, yeah. It's
Yeah,
essentially when I create a construct, that's what I have to do: stab it, smash it, squish it. You know.
yeah. You meet this little character in the games earlier called Kuka.
Mhm.
Kuka. She essentially helps you out in the game you can when you find her, she teleports you back to the beginning if you
Mhm.
want to leave the temple. Yeah, but she talks to you about the Dominion Rod, about how it's lost its power and everything. You have to collect some sort of words and symbols into this diary that allows it to regain its power again.
Oh yeah, where it's been drained or corrupted or something
Yeah,
like that.
corrupted over the years. But when you bring it back into your current frequency, you can't use it anymore. It's useless. You have to recharge it up, and that's what she tells you pretty much.
Okay.
And she's a descendant of the people of the City of the Sky, which is a temple later on.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that looks more like a race I came across in Japan. They call them Tengu over there, but it's like there's like this bird cardinal looking ET species that lives in the inner Earth that looks like that, but they're red color, red and bluish. Red, I want to say bluish. It's more like a greenish bluish and into red cardinal like colors, and some golden. But yeah, it's called Tengu in Japan, and it's an actual alien. Species, a bird type species that came from a different planet, and now their descendants are in the inner Earth, mainly in the Japanese area.
yeah. So you have to go to this guy called Shad, who's like essentially an archaeologist from that group.
Hmm.
He's been studying about the sky, the city in the sky sort of thing. And you give him, and you have to. And before that, you go back to Elia when she's regaining her memory because she's lost her memory in the conflict, and she doesn't remember Link at all. And there's a certain item you have to get that helps her remember.
Hmm.
A certain statue you get when you do a quest, and you have to fight off these little these Stolfos wolves, whatever, the zombie-like wolves.
Hmm.
And I think is it when she talks about this old village. Essentially, she's describing the Sheikah people,
Hmm.
this hidden village, because they said they were loyal to the royal family. Yeah, the Sheikah don't get they get referenced now and then, but they don't ever get told about. Oh, they never get straight up mentioned in the game. And
Hmm.
this village, I feel like it's supposedly like related to the Sheikah.
Hmm.
Sheikah. Yeah, because they don't get mentioned in this game. Yeah, it's just, what's the name of that village? It's just an old outset village that because she got rescued by this person in this village. He said he's unable to move himself in that village because there's something doesn't because the messenger. He said the messenger there
Hmm.
is from the sky, and he delivers a message to the sky, and he gives you like this diary, which has like the manuscript, the text from the sky writing.
Yeah, yeah.
And I can't remember why he gives it because I think he says Link's like the savior sort of thing. He sees Link as the savior, the Sky
Hmm.
Messenger. So he gives him the book, and you give it to this guy Shad, who's a scholar and he's archaeologist in the whole the Sky City, and he's been studying a lot of the owl statues that you come across, and he believes these are linked to the whole Sea of the Sky. But when he reads out the chants in the book, nothing happens, but then the rod reanimates again.
Okay.
Yeah, these
So
are
he has
you come across loads of these owl statues in the game, and when you remove the owl statue, you'll see a symbol underneath them.
hmm.
You see like it's like a what? It's like a letter you can incorporate into the book,
Okay.
and it's an ancient dialect that allows to remove. You can move the owls again. This particular owl underneath the the shaman's house, but you can't move this one because it's like something. It's like it's sort of there's something they're capping it, and when he reads out the incantation in the book, it does break the spell on it. And when you go in and when you remove this statue, you see like this giant cannon
Hmm.
that allows you to descend to the sky. Yeah, you see this giant massive cannon in there that allows you to descend up into the sky, but it's all broken. So what? And in this game, Minda can warp like giant objects.
Hmm.
So, but yeah, Minda can like warp. Say if there's a bridge you need to find that's missing, she can warp it back.
Okay.
Yeah, so you find like this giant sky cannon in there, but it's all busted up and broken. So you have to send it to this guy, the mechanic. I forgot his name. But essentially, like you can Freya,
Hmm.
campy, strange clown-looking guy.
Yeah, he's kind
Uh,
of creepy, actually. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, he's kind of very Japanese-looking, sort of thing. But
Yeah.
yeah, but he's like a cannon expert. He'll fire you into like he actually helps you get to the desert if you pay him by special request from someone from that group I was talking about earlier.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, but if you pay him enough in this game, he'll help build the cannon, and you can use the cannon will fire you into the Skyloft. Well, not Skyloft. Well, essentially, it's Skyloft, but it's called the Sky City sort of thing.
Okay,
And
yeah, it looks like just like a mech that's just capable of shooting. I've seen like some that's like an exaggeration of some Mosin and Martian German Saran tech. It's like a extreme exaggeration in one area. Of that, like a mech. Uh,
yeah,
yeah,
um,
the Sky City, I believe. Yeah, you were going to show that. I don't.
I'm trying to figure those letters in the book. Hold on, the book. What's it called? Oh no, what's that book called? Yeah, just get to the Sky City. Sky City. No, Sky Cities. Sky Temple. It's called it. And Ukua, or whatever her name is, she follows you up into the sky, and you come. And it's like it's got a very unique vibe to it. It looks very sort of Syrian
Hmm.
colours
Yeah,
on the
like
top.
it has like a Syrian look, and also there's yeah, it has that look like the different Syrian tribes, and also different earlier Anunnaki type tribes, and I know there's several sky cities out there. Some people have filmed them that are in other dimensionally, and there's a fairly large one that hovers over the top of the planet. That is a sky city where some of the old gods live. Some of the old gods live in. But there are many sky cities. There's several of them, but there are large ones like this that are fairly
Yeah.
similar in appearance to this.
The Okus themselves, they do speak like the ancient sky language
Hmm.
from the Hylians. They even just the book even like describes that the Hylians are originally descended from the sky in this.
Okay.
And that's where the concept of the Sky Wardian came from and everything. The later on the games were still, and this is why I felt the game was going to have its own unique story on it, but because it was in the shadow of like Ocarina of Time, it couldn't do it. It just couldn't do it. It was
Yeah.
oppressed by that.
The history makes sense to me with people that came from the sky, descended from the people that came from the sky. That would essentially be Anunnaki, those who from the heavens came. So yeah, that story, it makes sense. Also, in the show Stargate Atlantis, they make it so that the city of Atlantis becomes a sky city as well. It can fly, it can float, it can be in space as a space station and everything. So yeah, it's very similar concept to that.
Yeah, and this is the boss you fight. It's a dragon.
Mhm.
It's causes a lot of trouble.
Okay. I've heard of that as well. Like in when I looked into one of the sky cities one time, there was a dragon
Well,
ruler.
it's technically a wyvern. It's technically a wyvern, but whatever, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. There was a set of dragons that claimed one of the sky cities once too that I looked into that I bilocated to. I saw them in charge of the place.
Yeah, and you have to weigh it down. What you do is you claw shot onto its tail, but you have to wear the iron boots to bring it down,
Hmm.
and because it slowly destroy its armor. Then I tell you what, it's not. I don't know. It just doesn't feel as menacing as it should. I
Yeah,
felt
it reminds me more of an insect than it does a dragon. Yeah.
what was it the Hammerrock in Wind Waker was much more intimidating and menacing than this boss was.
Yeah, that just looks more. It looks more like a winged like dragonfly
Yeah,
versus
it just looks like a generic dragon because of its realistic art direction. It has no personality or charm to it. I don't know. Again, like I said,
Yeah, I do. Yeah,
I'm not a big fan of this sort of art direction they went for with it, but I can see why they did at the time. This is one of
that's
the mini
what
bosses.
did it. It's just yeah.
Yeah, this is one of the mini bosses you fight, and you do fight these. They become enemies later on, but they're not as beefed up as this one though. It's called the aerial. It's called the aerial Livos.
Hmm.
Aerial Lizavos, I think it's called.
Yeah,
Like
I've
essentially,
seen flying Draco before that are armored like that. That's not as menacing as what a flying Draco would look like, but it's like almost like that's a more like a lizard flying monkey sort of thing. But it's like you have well, there's also those too. I've heard those are weird constructs as well, and there's flying cats as well. But there are flying Draco that can run around and hack and slash at you like that. So yeah.
yeah. Essentially, yeah. That's the sky. That's like the Sky Sea. You get the double claw shot from that as well. Double hook
Mhm.
from it. Yeah, and that because yeah, I don't see much use for it later on, but it's interesting though because I felt that could have been an interesting story here, but again, because it was in the shadow of Ocarina of Time.
Yeah, Ocarina of Time was one of the better ones. Yeah, yeah.
Well, because it was just such an influential game, and people got so butthurt after Wind Waker's art direction, they wanted something more similar to that. I was trying to think, these symbols that he reads out in the because he translates them into the book.
Hmm.
I'm trying to think, some of these symbols. What do they call them in this game? Oh, this I can't remember what these symbols are called. But they remind me of like ancient Greek and Lemurian.
Are they like runes?
The runes, they're underneath the statue runes, these symbols, and you
Okay.
can write the cult and copy them into the book.
Well, this is actually this concept makes sense because there was a form of technology that some of the ancient like Tuathans and stuff had, where it was a book that you could literally attach to a statue. It's the same as the moving statue technique, where you could put a symbol on the bottom or on the side and match it up to a page in the book, which was actually more like a tablet, kind of like in ancient Sumerian mythology, the tablet of oh god, what the hell was it called now? It was a mythical tablet that Enki and Enlil were supposed to have possessed. That it was actually a piece of technology that was used to control like a remote. And I think of the book as a remote. You can trap other beings inside of it like a trap with a symbol cased on top of them, kind of like a djinn, if you want to do that. Like how they trap it in boxes or bottles or cabinets. But with the book, yeah, you can match a symbol to a statue and do the spell through a quantum string and make it work. That's either through technological means, or you can do things through spell means, a regular spell means as well. But the original base for it was like a higher form of magical and tech put together.
Right. So after that, you go to the when you got all the mirror shards, you go back to the mirror chamber, and you come across the sages in this one. And the sages in this game, they look like they're like this. They're like this light form.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because they're more like a light form in this game. They're not really. They have like a. It's strange to explain. I'm trying to find a way to explain it. It's like it's almost like they've ascended into like this divine sort of being.
Yeah. Oh, I've seen beings that kind of look like that have no legs. They kind of come in like this. Like if something's bilocating, I've seen them look white like that with like a almost like a chalky drawing kind of appearance like that. I've seen when things bilocate, they'll look like that. And if they're in a particular frequency, they'll look like that as well.
Yeah, and
When it's a
so they,
frequency further off of ours, it tends to take that appearance. Yeah.
yeah, and they also describe about how they going to originally destroy Ganon in this, and they stabbed Ganon with this sword,
Hmm.
but because he was chosen by the gods, he couldn't die. He
Okay.
was gonna, yeah, because he was one of the descendant of the chosen gods. He's got the Triforce of Power. He was descendant of that. Yeah, he was kind of he was shoehorned in, but they referenced him earlier. They referenced him about how he was they were trying to destroy him. He destroyed one of the sages, I think, and they had to shove him into the Twilight realm, imprison him there
Okay.
because he gained the power of the goddesses, and they had to put him in the Twilight realm so he couldn't cook. But then he sort of like linked to the past. He was being that entity was sent there, and it became corrupt and dark for a long period of time, and that's when he met Zan. And Zan described him as like a god, and he gave Zan the power to control.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, where he absorbed the power of the different beings, and
yeah,
it's kind of like in the Matrix, where Smith absorbs the different powers of whoever he infects. Yeah, it's very similar to that, almost like a virus, or like you can literally take on the power of any being that you've absorbed too. The Aztecs and Mayans and such thought it was, you eat the person, you gain their power. That was more of a residual energy. It's more like you can take on their abilities by pretty much absorbing them. You can take on their story, their capabilities, their memories. You
yeah,
can and fragmented memories. Some people have fragmented memories put into them where they can take on the abilities and the knowledge of whomever they've had the fragmented memory put in from. Yeah.
yeah. And then after that, you enter the Twilight realm. But in this place, Link doesn't turn into a wolf. So I think this isn't the corrupt Twilight, the
Mhm.
Dark Twilight. Turns into spirit. He maintains his like human form in this.
Okay.
Except from when you touch the dark fog coming out of the building, then Link will turn back into a wolf.
Okay.
Yeah. So in this place,
It's
you
protected in a bubble. Yeah, it's protected in a bubble. Yeah.
yeah, pretty much. But when you go in for this is one of the more visually interesting temples throughout the game because of its strange, like sort of like I said, simp like look to it. Everything's got like a digital vibe.
Hmm.
And what you have to do is you have to collect one of these power cells. They open the door to get to Zan, the tower to Zan. You have to collect these power souls. They're called souls.
Hmm.
Power souls. Souls. These light balls. These spheres of light, and you
Hmm.
have to place them at the entrance, the palace. But you have to you have to collect them from his hand, and they call it the Hand of Zant. But when you collect the ball, this hand's in like pursuit, collect it, retreat it back.
Yeah.
But this thing can like can traverse through walls and everything to collect it. It's actually one of the more, even though this game does attempt to be sort of a dark, edgy game, but it doesn't really. It just comes off as a more of a cringy attempt to be sort of dark and
Okay.
unscary. But this is actually one of the more intense sort of moments in the game. This creepy hand that comes through to try and collect the ball again.
That's like in the original video game. The very, very first one had a hand that would come through the walls and.
Yeah, the Wall Masters that bastard Wall Masters that come and take you back to the beginning of the fucking temple again.
Yeah, this looks more like something out of Tron though, where it has like it looks like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, they had a similar one in that. And the thing with the eyeball, again, this goes back to like AI tech. I've actually seen beings use like these eyeball orb like weaponry, stone weaponry, where they hold them and like a weapon. That's like a gun, but they're holding it, using their energy to focus it and their mind to focus it and fire it. Very much like how I do with like my selenite swords when I go in and do it cerebrally like that. But yeah, the hand is pretty creepy. That was always creepy in the original one too, where you'd have to avoid the damn thing like that.
Yeah, like I said, there is some really cool aspects to this game, but because of its realistic art direction, it didn't pop in because it was always too insecure to be its own game sort of thing. So that was the problem with it. And so when you get two of these together, Link's sword lights up, and he absorbs the power of the souls. And the people in the Twilight call it their deity. These souls,
Yeah.
these two spheres, they call it like their deity. And at first, this deity didn't acknowledge Zant as a threat. They examined him more as like he was a hero chosen to rule the Twilight. But they went to Link's sword and they chose Link. So with the power of the light, Link can deflect this fog. So you can go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you come across like all sorts of weird stuff in this Twilight realm. Like you come across like a digital version of Zant. Here's Zant here.
Okay. Yeah. That has more of there was an Orion / Syrian look to the face there a bit. Yeah. A little bit of reptilian in there as well.
Yeah, especially the face there, reptilian. Yeah.
Yeah, and also Lankaneer face too, because they're a elven reptilian form with a pointed chin too. So yeah, they're more of a warrior, but yeah, that's more of a reptilian. Yeah, with a hood. There's also reptilians with a pointed head and a hood like that as well that abduct people. So yeah, I've run into them.
Yeah, so you fight him pretty much, and when you fight him, he's like pretty much he takes all the different incarnations of the bosses that you fight.
Mm-hmm.
You basically he goes bananas and everything like that. He claims that he's the profound king. He was destined to be the king. People in the top, like people we're destined to. He feels like he's destined to rule the light world and the dark world.
Okay.
By his god Ganondorf, sort of thing he calls him. But Ganondorf, in the end, you find Ganondorf just using him to get through to this world, the light world.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, he sort of has like this breakdown at the end. Yeah, he kind of goes a bit bananas. He goes like bananas, like he has like this big childish tantrum, which in a way kind of takes the menace away from him.
Yeah.
Because he just sort of has like this big childish, like crazy breakdown. Like,
well, I've seen reptilians lose their shit before, where like they'll be childish. Like you can call them some stupid name, and some of them will come after you. It's like or they'll just lose their temper like that, and kind of move around like that. And also they have the ability to show you different faces. Some shapeshift, some use holography and mind control and such like that. But yeah, it takes away their spookiness when they do that. You're right. It's a similar concept. That's a true concept right there. It does take away their spookiness when they act stupid like that. So
yeah, because they come off like all serene, calm, and badass, and
then they go
they go on to like this sort of caffeine high, don't they? Like a kid throwing a tantrum.
Yeah, they do that, and they'll throw a tantrum. They might throw a few lucky punches at you, but then they're just acting stupid at that point, and they get distracted real easily, and you can take them down pretty quick. At that.
Yeah, it's kind of funny, really.
Stupid. Yeah, you can just cut their head off pretty easily.
Especially those big macho ones that try to be like these real serene, stern-looking badasses, and then they just like something so silly and innocent will just drive them nuts, and they go,
Yeah,
they
like
just
you could. I one time, when I was taking on a Draco, I called him a doo doo head one time, and he went stupid. So it was like, I was like, what the hell is wrong with you? I just threw a childish insult at you, and you went stupid. I was like, I've known some Martian Germans to act that way too, where you just say something only slightly insulting, and they lose their temper too. So it's like,
so after you destroy him, Minder gains the because he took the few shadows from her and then went at Lake Hylia. When she regains them back, she believed that regaining the shadows she could retain her true form, but because it was it's all Ganon's power, she has to destroy him in order to return back to normal.
hmm
So she kills Zan pretty much and squashes him because she could. But yeah, after that you return back to the light world and you have to face Ganon. There's like Cairo Castle has like is like in this giant huge barrier.
hmm
Cairo Castle. Yeah, it's like in this huge dome after that.
hmm
Like this is like Ganon's power, what he's done.
Oh yeah, and
So,
he's also inside of a pyramid there too. Yeah,
yeah. So what she does is she fuses the shadows together and she becomes that like giant, like we said, that giant Jinn creature.
yeah.
And she like pulls out this sword and she stabs and breaks the barrier. So as you went, I mean, the castle itself is just kind of a generic castle sort of thing. It's nothing that interesting at all. I can seriously, it's not interesting. The castle. You find that Goblin creature again. You do fight him twice, but he's the final time you fight him, he tells you all he tells you is that all he's known all his life is that he follows the strongest.
hmm
That's all he's known his life. Oh, what was he?
So what's he known? What was that?
I said all he's known his life. All he's he said all he follows the strongest. That's all he's known his life.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
And where is it? Yeah, bubbling. Where is it? No, what was it?
Bublins or Booblins or whatever it was. Yeah.
Bubblers, yeah. Bubblers, yeah. No, I don't know what's going on. It's being weird. Uh, what, well, I don't know. I got it up a minute ago. It's being fucking weird again.
Yeah. I believe it was Bublins. Yeah, or Bublins. Yeah.
Bubblings, yeah, bubbling. And it comes up as
Without
that though.
the G on the end. I believe it was without the G on the end. Bublin. Yeah. There.
Bubbling, yeah. Yeah, it's this guy here. You fight, and he said all. And he basically his only words, a man of few words. Basically, just says he follows the strongest. That's all he's known his life. So he sort of shows a bit of respect to Link in a sense. And it was weird because even like everyone, Minder was surprised that they spoke.
Hmm.
So I don't know. They in that world of Hyrule creatures that don't. I don't know. It's a bit of a strange line.
Oh, the fact that he spoke at all. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, well, the fact she said that she was surprised that he spoke.
Hmm.
I don't know. That was a bit of a strange line, but I don't know. But
Yeah, the bad guys that I've encountered, they rarely speak unless they're trying to trick you with another form or something. Yeah.
yeah, but that said, he's all he's known. He's follows the strongest. That's all he's known. But yeah, after that, you go ascend to top of the tower, and you confront Ganon, and pretty much just the traditional douchebag bad guy sort of thing. I'm here to rule the world, divine. He was sort of mocking Minder and her people, how they could have magic that could defy the gods, but yet couldn't withstand the power of them, sort of thing. And then he possessed at one point he possesses Zelda,
hmm
and it's like so essentially like the first battle, you're just playing tennis with him, with projectiles, sort of thing. Yeah. Then he turns into his beast form after that. Um, Beast Ganon, where is he? I just put Ganon in there. No.
Okay. Yeah. There we go.
Yeah. That's his beast form he takes.
Oh, okay. And
And
the
this one,
first one looks like a werewolf himself. Yeah.
yeah, in this form he's just like a dog form. He's like he's not like he hasn't got the swords or anything. He hasn't got that reptilian form.
Mm-hmm.
He's just more like a giant hog type creature,
Mm-hmm.
savage beast.
Hog and dog particularly. Yeah. Yeah.
Because in the original he had more like a reptilian like appearance. Those sort of sailor type.
Reptilian and a pig like appearance, but now it's more like a dog appearance. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, this is his form. What he takes in this game. Again, I don't like the realistic. Again, because the realistic art direction, he just does. I don't know. He's just something generic about his design.
It does. It doesn't look right. Yeah, you're right. It doesn't look right.
It's just generic because it has like a sort of more Western RPG look to it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. He doesn't look as menacing as what he did in previous carnations. Like compare him to this. This is in Hyrule Warriors. He looks way more menacing in that. He does this one. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know. He just flares more. In fact, you know, he reminds me of a lot of a Dark Cassiopeia that were corrupt by the Orions.
Yeah, yeah, I like the okay, yeah, like the Middle Eastern like ones. Yeah, 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 yeah. The ones that helped the Nazis out along with the reptilians and everything. And
And
they,
I've noticed even some Muslims. I've seen them. They dyed their beer or red. Some of
mhm.
them.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. It's a homage to like these beings.
Yeah, I believe that is yeah the Nazi-esque like Muslim Persian group. Yeah, I've seen someone with like red hair. Yeah, some of the Caucasian-looking ones that have more of a white appearance. Yeah.
Yeah, like that. They're terrifying as hell though.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Creepy as shit. Yes.
Yeah, he also has a Syrian appearance in that area as well, where with the pointed face and everything, they have kind of like a dark elf appearance too, a little bit. I mean,
Yeah.
he is in that, I should say.
Well, the
Yeah.
Garudis are like influenced by like the Middle Eastern people as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. 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 No, like you said, he's probably the only Garuda that appears in the entire game. Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty much. Yeah. Because they don't really reference them in this. I think Talma is one of them, but I don't know. She doesn't. She's got red hair and everything, but I don't think she is one. But yeah, but in this game, I don't think I mentioned it in the previous game, but in the Gerudo cut legends, they say every 100 years a male Gerudo is born,
Mm-hmm.
and he's destined to rule them. And fortunately, this is this is their Lord and Savior.
Lord and
Oh,
Savior has become a
yeah.
dark one. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh dear.
And he has like an Orion, somewhat with Orion influences in there as well. You can tell with the way like the way he carries himself and everything, the way he looks a little bit has a bit of Orion influence too. Yeah.
Yeah, he's very creepy though. Oof.
Mm,
He's always had like a menacing, freaky design to him, Ganon.
a classic bad guy. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, after that, you fight him in this form. There is a horse fight, but it's nothing. You just shoot him down, just firing light arrows at him and slash carving him with your sword and the horse. It's not that interesting. But this is the final battle you fight him in. You're pretty much using all your skills to the test you learned from the hero
Hmm.
style posts.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also you can get this armor called the magic armor in the game. Um, oh, magic armor. You can get it from when you purchase. You can purchase it from a shop. Basically, essentially, what it does is that it drains your rupees. But
Hmm.
once you got no rupees though, the armor you can't even wear it. You can wear it, but it's hard to maneuver in.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's
What's the
very
most
interesting.
powerful one in the whole game?
The armor.
Hmm.
All the Zora armor does is allow you. It doesn't really affect your health anyway. All it really does is let you swim in the water. But this armor does. You're pretty much invincible until your rupees run out.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So you might as well. You better have a lot of money, essentially.
Yeah, essentially.
Training.
Yeah,
Yeah, training your crystals. Yeah. Okay.
yeah, pretty cool. But yeah, even
Yeah,
better in a
it's
different art
interesting that
direction.
it would drain the crystals, just like there is certain magical and scientific techniques that will use up crystals, like different engine types that use them as fuel and everything like that. I know this was more of a magical thing, but yeah, there's certain things that will eat up crystals magic to power or use it to power itself, and drain them. So that makes sense. Like I in my orgone pieces, I put crystals in them all the time. This is like that, but this type of technology would consume them. I'm being told there is a type of armor or yes and no. It's more like just technology that would consume crystals as like fuel or silica as fuel. Like different armors and different weapons. Weapons specifically, like it would use up a crystal as you fire the weapon, and you have to keep replacing it because it vaporizes it. Okay, that makes sense too.
Also, I was going to mention Link can only travel through his portals as a wolf
Mhm.
form. There's
Oh,
no
he
sim.
can. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he has to travel as a wolf.
Oh, yeah.
But
That makes sense because dogmen are reported to be the portal guardians and can traverse ones that others cannot. So that makes sense to me. Uh,
okay, that's
it goes
interesting.
back to I believe it was the Saint Christopher type of painting or picture where his original depictions were a dog man that would stand on a bridge, essentially guarding a portal, and the Christian religion turned it to where Jesus turned him into a regular person, turned the werewolf to a human, and that made no sense. Like they were getting rid of the beast form, but and covering up the alien presence, but yeah, essentially, yeah, dogmen are the ones that can really traverse portals. Sasquatch can too, but the dogmen are the ones that are more famous for doing that.
Yeah, the swords in this game, you get the wooden sword that has some sort of like incantations on it, whatever that symbol
Mhm.
is. Then you get the Alden sword, which is made by the blacksmith, which is originally going to be supposed to be like a gift to the Hyrule Castle. Then you get the Moss sword. I honestly didn't like the Moss sword in this game. I think because of the realistic art direction, and you got this sort of like overly plasticky looking, colourful sword. It just, I don't know. It loses like its badassness to it.
Mhm.
I mean, I'd much prefer the Olden sword.
Yeah,
Again, the same with the healing shield in this. I thought it just seemed out of place in this more realistic art world.
yeah. I guess it just didn't work with it. Yeah, because it had a cartoonish appearance to it. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, in this more realistic art direction, yeah, it just looked a bit weird and silly. It didn't match. And yeah, it's the same. It's the same Nazi one, pretty much.
Mhm.
I much preferred like like the Orden sword and the Orden shield.
Okay.
Orden shield. There it is. The Orden shield. Yeah, I prefer this one.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, that one I guess does look better. Yeah.
it suits the art direction more than the this one.
Well, more than the other one. Yeah. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. So that's about yeah. Then in the end, Link stabs Ganon in the chest, and the gods reject Ganon, and then I think Zan snaps Ganon's neck
Okay.
in the end. Yeah, and that's the end of Ganon.
Oh, okay.
Pretty anticlimactic, but I think previous fights with Ganon were more interesting. Like, I still think the time fight with Ganon was one of the more intense ones.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. It was actually. It was a more intense fight with him in Ocarina of Time. Yeah.
So is there anything Norman, the monk, wishes to?
Let's see. Yeah, he's been hinting at stuff the whole time. There were some things that we were talking about that I forgot that were wiped from my head, and he said, yeah, they were supposed to be spoken, and then the bad guys didn't want it spoken, like the thing with the statues and all this other stuff. So it was that seemed to be a really major focus for whatever reason that they were not wanting spoken. It was like Norman, did you want to? Okay, yeah, give me a moment. I haven't channeled you yet, Norman. I just heard him go, ta-da. Okay, okay. All right, yeah, he's been of great help. They've been of a major great help. So today, so thank you guys. I know there's more of you here that I don't see. I just more feel them. and there's Saranan presence, and there is a great deal of bloody interference today. My God! All right, that's horrid. Okay, let's see. Norman. Yeah, I usually go through the crystal, have him go through the crystal, or beings go through the crystal. He's had me touch things today, like I have like my normal boji stones hair and stuff like this, as things were going on. It just looks like he's in the closet. That's really weird. Okay, all right. It's almost like if a midget was standing on one of the bins I had in the closet. That's kind of what it reminds me. But far from a midget, he's fairly tall. So, but it's like, all right.
For those, Norman is a monk, like Christian type monk. He's a Mozen, but he's a monk.
Yeah, he's like a medieval Christian looking monk. And he came to me this morning wearing a robe, and he pulled the hood down so I could see that he was a friendly. And I noticed on the robe, in like a hidden, like in the weave, there you can see the W that's in the robe. Where it's like if he goes near a certain light or field, the W glows. So the symbol of Cassiopeia glows.
Yeah, for those listening, there's an interesting story about it's Accordion Court, where there was once an abbey, where Norman and a couple of the monks were, and there's an interesting story to that. What happened to them?
Well, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. You can tell the people what happened with that if you like.
Oh, it was called the Doomsday Presence, I believe. When the monks moved in, it was in the what century? The 15th century. Mm-hmm. The monks built a abbey there, a cemetery in the Corton in England, and for people didn't like the monks being there for whatever reason, they decided to burn the building down. And they murdered. I think they said they murdered three of the monks. Three of the monks got stabbed in the back. I believe Norman was one of them. Correct? Mm-hmm. One of the monks got stabbed, or was he?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not sure the reason why the people rebelled against the abbey and the monks. I believe because at the time I believe it was a hunting ground at one time. One time it was given to the king. Gave it to the people as a hunting ground, but then they built a monastery there, and they sort of tried stopping a lot of the bloodlust there, anarchy, and the people weren't happy there, and they decided to, get rid of them.
Yeah.
And then they built like a giant, massive, an abandoned courthouse on it, which I was watching an old video. Not an old video. I was watching a video on this TV series called Most Haunted. Now, if any UK fans out there, Most Haunted, I know there's been yes and no with them.
Mm-hmm.
Some things have been good, and yeah, that Derek, whatever his name was, he was full of it completely.
Oh, Derek Corey, yeah, when he messed
up.
Yeah.
Yes, Sam is nonsense. Yeah, there was one video, and I was just compelled to watch this video for some reason about the recording call, and they were getting a lot of interesting stuff on there, and a lot of that is true. A lot of that isn't fake. What they're getting on the camera, all those bangings, those walking, your footprints you're hearing, that's.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, Norman is saying. Oh, you want to talk about that? Okay. We can. Okay. Can you switch it off of share screen?
Oh. Yeah. Stop share.
Okay. Yeah. Norman was pointing out something with the abbey. Okay. I'll say this beforehand. Yeah, the people were spooked because those monks, I believe, were all Cassiopeians. They were a group put there to go. Okay, you want to say this? Okay. Okay, through the crystal, please. Yes, in that abbey, we were appointed as guardians of you would consider to be sacred knowledge, but in fact, it was also magical and technological techniques that were hidden within the abbey, along with artifacts. The citizens were controlled to come after such artifacts because they were controlled by Dark Orion, Draconian, and other Cassiopeian interests at the time. The artifacts that were there were in regular form, such as crosses, chalices, picturesque tapestries, and the like. They were hidden out in the open, let's just say, and also walking along the floor was also a piece of technology, more like a scanning piece of technology, as well as regrounding people. So anyone that would enter there would be a true sanctuary away from Orion interests and other prying eyes. Underneath the abbey is where the bulk of the knowledge was stored, and there is a hidden chamber to this day in that area that has not been able to be accessed because it is guarded by what you would call a glyph or a symbol that only a particular frequency can access, you see. It's in its own mini bubble, very much like the other bubbles that other races take sanctuary within. It is of that type of technological base, but it is a much smaller space. Some of your physical Akashic in Egypt is of a similar caliber in a different dimensional space within a dimension. This is what took place there. The reason you had such trouble around the stone technology and had your heads attacked during that is this is something you do not wish for people to know, that they are using other statues and edifices to spy on people within neighborhoods, graveyards, and even courthouses, buildings, and other castle-like structures. Even though there are beings that do inhabit these different edifices, such as your Isaac using his skull, or Sorak originally using his toothed mask, this is a very similar but technologically based technique that is actually very, very widespread. They can either even use orbs, they can use simple statue-like structures within towns, and this is why some people feel that statues are haunted. They are actually pieces of technology. It's easier to do it with stone, ironically enough, than it is with metal. We had similar type of guardians that were on our abbey back in the day that also some of the residences were spooked by. The Orion and other forces of the time decided to spook them by saying, oh, they're haunted, they're evil, they're not following the Christian God. This is what took place at that time. And there are many other instances, one in China that was very similar with a group of monks that were guarding a very similar set of technology, group of Tibetan monks that were destroyed by the general public, or seemingly destroyed, I might add. Obviously, we were not destroyed. We just went into a different dimensional space and made them believe that we had been destroyed. This is how people can take over an area, very much like your Nazis. People believed them to lose or be destroyed. They just changed shape. We used the same technique and just drifted into a different frequency and a different dimensional space. As far as also the game information goes, along with the creatures and other AI information, this is completely accurate. Even in some of its exaggerations, even though there's artistic license in there, there are many bits of technology and bits of magical lore that are accurate. Also, the dimensional shifting, going from one form into a dimension from another. Very much also like in your Link to the Past, it is very similar where a particular set of harmonic frequencies then can change a person from one shape to another, going from one set of physics to another set of physics, but also a spiritual projection. If someone has what you would call beast blood or wolf DNA, you can also project as a werewolf figure. Like if you have a lineage that is of a wolf lineage, you can project yourself as that particular form, as your true spirit animal type of form. Others have more of a ghoulish form because that is the garbage that they carry with them. And also, this is what they truly are in their heart space. So some people will see a projection as a ghoul or a monster. This is very similar, but on the darker end of the spectrum. This is what was going on with that game. I will go into questions if you like.
I don't know what to really ask about. I'm not sure what to really ask. I think what you said what I was going to ask pretty much.
All right.
And yeah, I can't think of anything to add to that.
what is causing the confusion today is it has been over the past several weeks, there have been continuous energetic battles and fighting going on. You will notice there is a certain control factor on people happening more and more and more. Even by the time this recording is seen, it will be timestamped at a time that there are some etheric battles going on, and even in the future, when this is seen, even not too long from now, also certain things may be taking place at that time. Our people, yours and other Mozen and Saranans, have been encountering similar sets of interferences, either from weather patterns or protective weather patterns, which they've also been using, but also the fierceness of certain weather patterns have been different battles and wars taking place in the background that are being covered by the different weather patterns or the weather patterns themselves. This will pick up pace in the coming months, but then will be quelled later on. This is not just the reason we are here, but these transmissions are getting noticed more and more because of the comparison of information that is being said side by side with not only just perceiving things as a game or fantasy, but with actual reality. This is why there's such an opposition to this information. So I thank you for allowing this. Our presence was mainly for protection today, rather than just speech. I am Norman of the Mozen, and I am also a protector of different informations. It's not necessarily more of you would equate more of a religious or angelic position, is not as such. I'm more of a protector or a scribe of information, but also a warrior as well. What I also wish to say is this: we're more of another class. You have the soldier class, you have different workers, and you have more of a spiritual class or monk-like, and I fall into that particular scribe type of category. The symbol that I bear on my arm only could glow near a particular piece of technology that all of us wear, so we could recognize one another, and we could only see into that particular frequency, so no others saw the symbol light up on our arm or on our chest. It was a particular amulet we wore tucked in your shirt or on the outside as a form of protection, but also a form of identifying each other so that we did not harm one another during battle and such if we had to wear the same clothes as the locals. So thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. There is a sense of urgency, though. I was saying this before the recording began today, everyone. There was a sense of urgency. I was packing up some orgone pieces before this began, as for some orders. And there was this extreme sense of urgency to get these pieces where they needed to be. And to get the positions of things where they needed to be put, like very, very quickly. So by the time this is seen, maybe that won't be as so much, but it still will be. All right, yeah. It seems to be an urgency, like everybody has to be in their places, or like what we've said on Interstellar Council and on the lifting, people being in their lane or being in their where they need to be within their soul mission, sort of thing. That also falls under that category. So. Yes. Okay. Norman, what is the there's another part to this sense of urgency that you want people to hear. What is this? Yeah, I know the Mozen are basically taking the fight, but you also taking fight to the bad guys, but you're also wanting people to know. I know you're not the saviors, but you want to really emphasize people have to be their own hero and their own savior is essentially what you're wanting to emphasize.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Thank you. Oh, Boris, you're over there too. Hello.
Hello.
Cedrin, he's another one I ran into recently. So thank you. Oh, and the female soldiers, thank you, and Saranan ladies, thank you. I appreciate it. There's a lot of you out there. I can see you now. I'm scanning the out perimeter here and seeing they're in a frequency where I have to kind of brush over them with the energy field, and then I can see them perfectly. But it's
they will come like the forest people. They will come through to help out if you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. few of them in the background too. They're focused. They're heavily focused on this right now. They're creating a wall so that this transmission isn't disrupted. So that's good. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. I see you dispersing. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. There's a lot of loving energy coming from them. Thank you. Thank you.
I can feel that too.
Thank you. And the ladies are doing this. Like that. Who's patting Richie on the head? I see somebody doing this. Like there's somebody patting you on the head here. Wait a minute. Boris, you were over there. How are you over there now? Okay. Yeah, like a magician sort of thing, but it's like he goes magical portals. Okay, yeah, right. Smart.
I missed him some stuff.
Now he's disappearing. I just saw him doing this to you, so it's like that's weird. Okay, that sounds more of an Isaac like thing. So, oh wait, but no, you're pointing something out. Hang on, you're pointing out interference. Okay. There, I'll just throw it in your face. There you go. But okay, wait a minute. Nope, there's something. I see an interfere. Hang on. There we go. There we are. Yeah, they were pointing out something that was majorly interfering there. So can you pull whatever that is away so we don't interrupt the show anymore? If you would, please. Thank you. There, I just put it in a box and I just turn it to Stardust essentially when I do that. So when people see me doing this, that's what I'm doing. But or when I'm doing that. But okay, I think this is a good place to take the show out before anything else takes place here. So thank you everybody for watching this episode of Disclosure in the Media, the Legend of Zelda series, the Twilight Princess. Yeah, I know this was a bit of a longer one, but that's good. There's a lot of packed in information into this. Thank you, Norman. Thank you, Boris. Thank you, Elena, Vessa, any of the Saranan ladies, Mozen ladies. Yes, and you, Vosk. Yes, thank you. And Isaac, yes. Okay, even though you probably didn't do too much. Let's see. Oh, yes, you did a lot. I understand. But okay, thank you, everybody. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
There's a sense of urgency today. I was packing up some stuff before I got on here because some people bought some stuff, and it was just like, I was going to wait until after the weekend, and there was like this big sense of urgency from the Mozen to just get it out there. I'm like okay.
They've been really helpful actually, the Mozen.
They've been what?
They've been really helpful, the Mozen, this week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh yeah. Your friend Norman came over here this morning. So
the monk.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's wearing the monk, had the hood and everything.
Yeah, and then I didn't see Jake, but I saw Norman. So yeah.
Norman. I did a picture of this so-called Jake. I haven't done one of the illustrations in the wild. You see it?
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. That's cool. Yeah. Yeah, I saw Norman. I saw this guy in a hood walk in, and he pulled the hood down, and he just said his name was Norman. I'm like, oh okay, yeah.
Is he British, Norman?
Yeah.
Is he here now, Norman?
Yeah, he's been with me the whole time before we started today. So yeah.
Norman, are you one of the monks from that abbey in Cortican Hort?
Yes.
What's your last name?
What did you say your last name was? It had a British sound name to it. Let's see.
What does it begin with? H?
Yeah, it's with H. I'm just trying to hear it. Did you say Harden or Heron?
Is it Humphrey?
Humphrey. Let's see. Oh, it's Humphrey. Yeah, Norman Humphrey. Yeah.
Humphrey. Norman Humphrey. The team Most Haunted came to you, didn't they? You remember them?
Yes, I did.
You ever seen them, Most Haunted?
Yeah, I did years ago. I did. Yeah.
Some of the things they get are good, and some of the things are a little bit.
Oh yeah. That they were. So like when they had that Derek Akora on there.
Derek, yeah, I remember him. Yes, thank you, Sam. Yeah, thank you. It's like, oh man, he was hilarious he was.
Yeah, and then they found out, he started to exaggerate shit after a while, and then they fired him. But yeah.
Yeah, there's because they get some really cool stuff on there now. I mean, literally, it's some really good stuff. But
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
but
I
not
haven't seen any recent stuff, but
they
yeah.
did. They've got the YouTube channel up now, and one of the places they went to was in the accordion that Ackerton Court, I think it was. And the spirit there, Norman, whether or not he was human or not, Norman. I think were you Mosen Norman or were you?
Mozen. Mozen, yeah.
Yeah, as the most haunted team, they encountered a lot of the Mosen people.
Some are. Some are.
Some has it been more like draconian influences they've encountered?
Yes, and other aliens, yes.
Yeah, there was one of them where he was what was his name? Stephen, the bald head one. Um, he was down in this he was in no, he was in this like this what was it like it was like an orchestra at this place, and he said he saw that this guy with grey hair at the back.
Hmm.
But the thing is, he said he never felt threatened by this person at all.
Yeah, that was Mozenbeck, and they were patrolling the area, I believe. So
Yeah, and
yeah.
they were playing like the taps and everything. It's quite funny.
Hmm. Yeah, they're involved in all of that. One of the funniest instances here, my mother had never encountered the Mozen
You
before.
you told me this, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and one of them played a joke on her. Yeah, and she had never seen him before, and she's like, "Who is the World War I guy in the gas mask?" It's like, and I told her about the whole thing. I said, "Yeah, these are friendly soldiers. They're fine. He was just messing with you." But it's like she knows they were going through the area. Some of them were sweeping through the area, so it was like. I thought that was pretty funny, actually.
They've been yeah, getting rid of a lot of the draconian influence, definitely, and the grey, all that
Hmm.
crap.
Oh yeah, the Serranans have been doing an excellent job too. So it's like,
The
yeah.